Oh, yeah. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Sin Bin Podcast, Season 2, Episode 11. And of course, we are live and direct with all the sinners up in the house tonight. We got Sinner JP, also known as the Mexicans. Of course, we got Sinner, Mr. No Fact Checks, Sasado, also known as Tyler. And we got Tony, the Shiner in the house. And I be your host, the Toxic Sinner. Moodz. Yeah. What's going on, my sins?
Well, speaking of
Hold on. I gotta confess something.
That's something.
Every time you say Tony, I hate it. Hate it.
Why?
What's the
Because
matter,
it makes me like so like it's like uncomfortable sounding.
You know what it kind of reminds me of?
Because it's
Gary or
supposed to. It's the
something.
fucking
I
Tony
know,
from
but
the
it's just
show.
like
Don't be afraid, JP.
Stop fucking doing that.
When Tony does it, it kind of reminds me of like the old like chocolate lady from SpongeBob.
Chocolate.
I don't remember that.
You remember that when
Really?
they're selling chocolate and like the old lady comes to the door like, "Is your mother home?" And they wheel out this like piece of like I don't know what it's supposed to be, but it's basically a stick with eyes and it can't hear anything. It's like, what? What are they selling? Chocolate?
Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
From what,
It's like-
SpongeBob?
That's
Yeah.
like season one.
That's
man.
old. That's like when I was.
I've
That's from when I was like a child. When I was age appropriate to be watching SpongeBob.
Well, then I definitely should have remembered it because that show came out when I was 11.
Yeah, I remember watching like that New Year's. Like, this was a sneak peek of SpongeBob.
I have never actually
That was
seen
after
an
the
entire
Kids' Choice
episode.
Awards.
Yeah, because you would have been like fucking 20 when it came out.
SpongeBob
That'd be
was the-
weird if you were 20 and started watching SpongeBob.
And when I
SpongeBob
was 20
the last great Nicktoon from my generation.
Yeah.
I really liked Fairly Odd Parents.
That's before.
No,
Is
that was
Rock-
after.
What about
Okay, then
Rocket
you're
Power?
right. Because Fairly Odd Parents is dope as hell.
What
That
about
is-
I
Rocket
think that's the
Power?
last good one.
Yeah, like Fairly Odd Parents, Jimmy Neutron, Jimmy Timmy Hour, whatever, Power Hour. That shit was dope. Like
I
the
always hate when
crossover.
it goes to like Nickelodeon talk, and I'm like,
When was Rocket
totally
Power?
can't say a fucking thing. I
Was
don't know
that- was
anything.
that
about
Rocket
before-
Power was before SpongeBob. Had to be.
Okay.
It was around the same time. Like
I could talk
late
Good
90s,
Burger.
early 2000s.
That was a Nickelodeon
Yeah.
movie, right?
I know
Good
Hey
Burger?
Arnold
Yeah.
was late 90s. Yeah, that was like mid 90s. I made my mom take me to this theater to see that. And then I remember like watching made my grandma watch that with me. And she thought there was like stuff in the movie she was dying at that I didn't even understand why it was funny. Because I was like,
Good
I was
Burger.
like, fuck it, yeah.
If
I
if
was,
we
like,
were
5 years
if we
old.
were
I
in
saw it when it
Rocket
came out. I liked
Power,
it.
Tyler would definitely be Squid. You're Squid
Ooh,
dog.
Squid? Oh, I'm a squid? That's not cool. Anyways.
Yeah, you're Squid dog.
All right.
Yeah, you're
Mood-
definitely a
mood-
squid.
Moods is definitely the dad.
I would be Tito.
Is
Yeah.
that a bad thing? I'm the
I mean,
dad.
Tito. I mean,
No,
like
the dad's cool
Raymundo.
as shit, dude.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
dude,
He's
like,
cool as shit.
Tito and Raimundo just hang out all the time and get stoned, and they're just like, "Ooh,
Well,
that's
at least
so
I'm not the
fun."
dad from the Oblongs. Jesus, guy's a total
The
doofus.
Oblongs? What is the oblongs?
Oh my
Why does that
God.
sound
What?
familiar?
Adult Swim show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Adult Swim,
I
the
didn't like
Oblongs.
that.
I
I
don't
didn't
know.
like
I think
that show.
maybe
Dude,
I
that
don't
show
The
was
dad
like
has- the
so
dad has no
subtly
limbs.
so sick. Like the daughter had this penis bump on her head. It was shaped like a penis head. Fucking hilarious,
It is
man.
weird. But-
Oh my god, it was ridiculous. But
I remember- one thing more, I want to finish the thing about Good Burger. So I remember watching it with my grandma, and she was like all geeking out and like excited to see like a particular actor in it. And I was a little kid, so I didn't know who the hell he was. And then I finally watched it as an adult, like probably like 6-7 years ago. I was like, I
Abe
wonder who that-
Vigoda.
Yeah, and I was like, I wonder who is she's geeking out about. And it was Abe Vigoda. I was like, oh shit. My grandma was like, I love that guy in The Godfather.
Here he is in the fucking Good Burger.
Yeah, and that made me laugh
Godfather
my
and
ass
Good
off.
Burger.
I'm like, how did fucking Tessio end up serving
what a
burgers?
transition that is. That's crazy. Let me ask you guys a question here. What was better, the Vinegar Syndrome secret title releases or the partner label announcements from today?
Mm,
Can
I would say the
don't know.
part. I don't know, man. The
I
partner
completely
label
was
does
not
have
being
like
serious.
one thing that I was like really like geeked out by. That Japanese found footage film
Oh, bro. So
That does seem really cool.
I was like scrolling through it and I didn't see that it was Bleeding Skull. And I looked and I was like, Fuji underscore Jacques dot. What? I'm like, did they fuck up on the website? I literally
it's
thought
funny.
that to myself.
I read
I'm like,
that.
that's the name of the movie?
I read that and knew right away that it was supposed to be a file. Like the name of the movie is the name of a file.
Yeah, so you're way more hip to the internet than I am, man. I read away, but because I was like, I have never even heard of this shit, and I looked and it's relatively newer.
And I don't know if you read, but it never has been released outside of Japan.
Okay, so
And
that's
it
probably
had
why I've never heard of it.
It like I think Dave Z said there's only 5 ratings on it on Letterboxd.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so it
so
doesn't
it's
even
like-
seem like it was barely released in Japan.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Do they do we even see like Japanese Letterboxd users?
Yeah, we see
It might
like
not even be
all
in
the
Japan.
world users.
I would assume so, yeah, because Letterbox is
You
just
do,
I
'cause, like,
see I see
sometimes-
reviews in
internet.
different languages all the time.
Yeah.
via internet, yeah, for
I-
sure.
I was
think
trying
I've
to get
ever seen a
reviews on
Japanese
some
review.
2025 horror movie, and it's like I think it's a Hindu movie, and I fucking clicked on it, and like all the reviews are in Indian or whatever language it is. So I was like,
So we got about
Okay.
28 releases, partner label releases that I can see. Is it 28? Yeah.
There's that new sub label seems cool, Bizarro, that's dealing with like
Yeah.
Spanish horror or some
Spanish.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that and they're releasing a Candle for the Devil. I actually didn't pick up. I have the old Scorpion Blu-ray and I was like, you know what? I'll just wait for a sale on that one, but it'll probably sell right out and I'll be fucked on it. So
I'm probably just not gonna get it because I'm happy with that Blu-ray.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I
I'm
was totally
just
fine.
not
When I
gonna
saw it,
get
I was
it.
like, oh, that's cool. And I noticed the name and I was like, Bizarro. I'm like, oh, that's different, man. God, there's
Yeah.
there's so many sub labels on here that I'm like, I look and I'm like,
is that
did I know
one,
about that one?
Is that
You
one
know?
Club 8 a new one?
I
It's
don't.
pretty new, yeah.
Yeah, I think it
Oh.
has a couple releases, but
Yeah, I didn't notice that at all. That was the one that was the one release I was looking at where I was interested in, and I almost bought it, but I wasn't sure it was gonna mess up the shipment speed of my Black Friday order. So I kind of thought, well, I only really want this if I can add it to the order, and I really don't want to just pay full price for this for no reason and $6 on top of it.
yeah.
Like if this is the
Apparently
only thing.
Japan actually has like their own Letterboxd-esque type site that's not Letterboxd. Like apparently another company is bigger over there.
Hmm.
So
Oh,
that
that
could
makes
be
sense.
why we didn't see a lot of ratings.
Doing
Okay,
some
so
research via live show.
yeah, because I was thinking like that like there has to be some people that rated that movie in Japan, but maybe those 5 are it.
Right.
But yeah, so I mean I only grabbed like 6 things. There was a couple more I was interested in, but after spending money on, other shit that happened
After
holidays and
spending
stuff.
money, you only bought 6 things.
You just got a huge bonus,
Right.
bro. Stop being so damn cheap. I only picked up 6 things
Bro.
too, actually.
I think I picked up 3.
I actually know how much your bonus was because you literally posted the amount.
I was so happy. I needed to share.
Remember how mad you used to get when Jeremy would post a paycheck? You're like, fucking, he's always fucking showing the money.
Oh yeah, because it's just like constant. That's like the first time I've ever did that.
I know, I'm just fucking with
He
you.
was always just all the time, and I'm just like, dude, I don't care.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I still haven't got any of the Wild Eye stuff. I'm just like, I don't know. I just haven't been into that label. They announced a new one that I wasn't familiar with. The last 2 movies I've seen before, and I think I own on DVD. But I don't really feel like a great need to upgrade Wild Eye stuff.
I actually didn't even know. Tony, are you familiar with Asylum of Darkness? Because I looked into it. I was like, I don't know that title.
No, I'm not, but I bought it because the director, he did that Beyond Dreams Door that they released in the Homegrown Horror set.
Okay.
And
okay.
the filmmaker, he's actually from Columbus.
Nice.
And that whole movie was just shot like a mile down the road from my fucking house.
Yeah. So I mean, it makes a little
And this
sense
movie
to
is
pick that up.
shot on film, which surprised me for something like Wild Eye. It's like HD scan from 35 millimeter elements. I'm like, what the fuck?
So this actually
Tiffany Shepis is in it. I'm like, fuck it, I'll buy it.
Yeah, this intrigued me because it's definitely not an upgrade from their back catalog because I'm pretty sure they didn't release this before.
Oh really?
Yeah, I didn't recognize the title, and I was pretty familiar with the older, Wild Eye stuff that they had done, and I looked, and I'm like, I'm pretty fucking sure that this wasn't released before, so I was like, I don't know, but just knowing that now, yeah, I mean, you kind of intrigued me. It's shot on film, and the same dude that did that film, so that's pretty cool.
But the one that jumped out to me right away was that Fuji Jackie dot move.
Mhm.
I was just like, dude, that sounds cool. One, it's like a found footage film, which is dope.
Yeah,
Two, it's like an undiscovered found footage film. You know what I mean? Never had a release outside Japan. So that just sounded like really interesting. And Japanese movies can usually do like creepy, good. And I haven't seen a lot of found footage ones. So thought that one was really dope. And then I also did grab that Christmas movie.
yeah, I did
Gnome
too, actually,
Six.
because I actually read on it, and it was like, what is it called? Gnome Six, Seven Slays Till Mistress.
Yeah. Seven Slays Till Mithras.
Mithras. Yeah, I judging by the slipcover, I thought it was animated, but it's totally not though. So
Yeah, no.
Oh,
I mean,
the
it doesn't
gnomes
look.
themselves are definitely animated.
are they
It
really?
does,
Look at the
they're-
screenshots.
Are they CG and
yeah,
shit?
They're definitely CG gnomes. It looks so fucking goofy.
yeah.
That's stupid.
So I grabbed that because it's 2025 movie and it's Christmas and I collect all Christmas horror films. So
Yeah, I'm like
everything
that.
I'll literally buy any Christmas horror film. Any.
The one title that stuck out to me out of this whole thing, besides Twin Cheeks from VH Shitfest, because the artwork was like, damn, it's literally a bare ass on the cover. I'm like, that's pretty cool. Is the movie Orgy, the Joe Dante film from like '68.
Mhm.
I was like, that's pretty fucking cool release. So that's an EGFA release. Um,
Yeah, I grabbed that too. I thought that was pretty neat.
but Twin Cheeks sounds
Yeah, for
pretty cool.
those who doesn't know do not know what it is, says the movie Orgy is a legendary found footage triumph from Joe Dante, one of genre's cinema's most significant masterminds. In 1968, the future director of Gremlins took an apartment worth of 16 millimeter prints with the help of producer John Davison, methodically created what is quite possibly the worst first found footage megamix comprised of commercials, newsreels, feature film clips, TV bloopers, and much more. So this is like some vintage like
It's a
hidden
mixtape. It's a
shit.
fucking
You know
mixtape.
what I mean? Like this is something Joe Dante did back in
Yeah.
1968 that somehow survived and somehow someone convinced him to let him put it on disc. So I thought that was pretty dope as well.
And it's
It's fucking
long.
276 minutes. Dude.
Yeah, man.
Oh my
Like, went to
god.
town on that. It's a big
That's
mixtape, man.
four and a half hours.
but
It's
you-
so fucking long.
but you can watch that shit in parts, man. It's like watching trailer comps and shit, right? Doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
There's no narrative,
right.
but kind of a cool thing to have from Joe Dante, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks cool. It looks cool. That was a cool. Agfa's always doing some really cool shit.
Yeah. So the titles I picked up Twin Cheeks, of course, from VH Shitfest, because that sounded really fucking cool. It doesn't even sound like a horror film. It sounds more like a thriller kind of thing. Did you grab that one, Tony?
No.
Okay.
But I might circle back and get it. It's weird that
I
they
didn't either.
released two like Twin Peaks like things this month because you had that from VH Shitfest, which is like a Twin Peaks ripoff, and then you have that Spectre's Rock from Saturn's Core, which was not released, but like the trailer of it was on an old like Twin Peaks box set, like the gold edition or whatever, as an
Mhm.
Easter egg.
What
Right.
is it?
I don't know. It's like some weird like SOV, like 2.5 hour long like epic that has like a lot of like Lynch alumni in it. A lot of people like think it's more like Inland Empire in terms of like vibes
Right.
than
I
Twin
did. I
Peaks or
grabbed that
Mulholland
one as
Drive.
well.
Oh, just random bullshit.
What really caught me, yeah, I mean, I usually buy everything VHFS anyways because they get pretty interesting line. But when I read the description on it, I was like, what the fuck? It's like a college student goes undercover as a stripper and a male hustler to infiltrate the crime duo responsible for his brother's death. And I'm like, okay, well, that sounds kind of cool. And then I read the fucking the description on it. It's like Twin Cheeks feels like if John Waters picked up a video camera and made Twin Peaks homage and sprinkled it in a dash of Rainer Werner Fassbender for good
I
measure.
really like Fassbender.
And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like,
This
filmed in a
movie's
lot of the same locations David Lynch used, but with the absurdity turned way up. Kelly Hughes is an unsung legend of the underground, and we were so happy to bring us. Okay. But I'm like, what the I mean, this sounds ridiculous. But it was from
Did you see
1994.
Do you see the back slip cover?
Yeah,
That's got like the log with
with
balls.
the pine
yeah,
cones,
yeah.
the dick. Yeah, I thought that was kind of funny actually. So that thing sounds pretty crazy. I also picked up Spectre's Rock, of course, from Saturn's Core.
Yeah, I grabbed that one too.
I mean, Saturn's Core just they put out gems. This is a little bit of a newer one. It's like 2002, so very interested in that. I picked up Satan Hates You from the label is Glass Eye Pix.
That's Larry Fessenden's production company.
Okay, so I didn't know what the fuck that was, but this actually makes a lot of sense because he's actually in this. So, but it's got like Angus Scrimm in it, Reggie Bannister, Michael Berryman, Debbie Rochon, Larry Fessenden from 2010. I'm like, how do I not know about this?
Because there's probably like 10 movies that came out that year that had that same exact cast.
Probably.
You know what's crazy? I didn't even look at this
and it's called
one.
Satan Hates You, and it's like very generic sounding. It's like, okay.
I didn't even look at this one, dude, because I literally thought that it was Satan Wants You, which was that documentary that came out, I think.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I thought
I
too, and I just
watched.
skipped past it.
Yeah, I watched it.
Well,
and
I
was like,
saw the
I don't
label.
need to own that.
I didn't really recognize the label, and I was like, okay, so I clicked on it, and I was like, oh, what the fuck's with this cast? I'm like, this is crazy. So I had to take a
So
chance.
yeah, I may have actually grabbed that had I.
You can still add it. You can still add it.
You know what?
Yeah, maybe
It's partner week, man. It's not partner day.
You know what? I think I actually am gonna buy this movie.
Do it.
So then,
Which
yeah,
one?
So
The doll.
Which one?
It comes with the doll. It comes with a second movie as a
I like how
special
Tyler's in his own little world over there. He's like, we're talking about Satan Hates You. He's like, I'm gonna buy this movie from like some weird sub label.
It's Swedish. Listen to this. The odd night watchman Lundgren lives alone in an old building filled with strange tenants. He falls in love with a mannequin in the shop where he works and
That's
manages to steal it and bring it home. Lundgren then begins to buy clothes and presents, believing that the doll is alive and talking to him. The neighbors
Is this Maniac?
Yeah, it's weird, right?
It came out before Maniac, so probably not.
It's from the
Neighbors-
60s, right?
Holy
62.
shit!
The neighbors become
Actually, you know what? That
suspicious.
does not sound too bad.
What's the name of this one?
The Doll. A horror drama directed by masterful Arne Mattsson with a screenplay by Lars Forsell, a member of the Swedish Academy. 1962.
I don't know why.
It's got another film from the guy. It's got a not from someone else as a special feature.
Oh, there it is. Like
Get it?
Club
It might.
Super 8.
Who knows? It could be a top.
I
make a
passed right
top
by
10.
that because I was like, what the
Maybe.
fuck is Club Super
This is
8?
your last chance to get any top 10 contenders.
Yeah, I think
But
I might grab this to throw it in the lottery. This looks like a weird fucking movie I might like. This could be
Yeah.
a sleeper.
Um,
It looks
I
fucking
also-
unsettling.
Yeah, to just quickly to round out I picked up the movie Orgy, the Gnome Sick movie, and then that weird Asian found footage film. So I only grabbed 6 titles as of now.
yeah, I grabbed the Candle for the Devil, which looks kind of cool. You know, that's that new sub label.
I like the movie. It's good.
Oh, you've seen it before?
I have the Scorpion Blu-ray.
Oh, okay. The Bleeding Skull title, the Japanese movie, which looks awfully similar to Blair Witch, like on the cover, but it's not, I don't think. But it does have to do with the Suicide Forest, which is crazy because that's like a real
Ooh.
thing.
I really
Yeah.
like that. The movies about that forest, man.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
creepy as
Yeah,
shit.
it's creepy as fuck. Yeah.
Did you like The Forest? Remember that? That
Uh-uh.
PG-13 movie that came out?
No. There was
No.
another one that lower budget one that actually came out from I think Wild Eye a couple years back. It was really good. It actually made my top 10. It was really good.
I think I grabbed George Romero's Resident Evil. I was curious about that. I met the guys who were making that documentary when it was like still on paper, like it was just like a script, basically, like a
Mhm.
outline of the documentary, and it's cool to see it like actually get fully made from them guys, just like kind of getting people
Is this
interested
the
at some
first release of
convention.
it?
I think it's been on streaming, like you
Oh,
could
okay.
rent it.
Right.
But yeah, it just came out this year, I think. Um, I grabbed the Christmas thing because why not? I was gonna grab No Sleep Till because it looked kind of interesting, but I didn't. The Saturn's Core title, and I think that's it. I did 6, I think. Might have missed one there somewhere.
Yeah, No Sleep Till, like, I read the description on that and it sounded just like a straight up like drama.
Oh, the movie Orgy, that was the other one. Yeah.
I'm like, this movie's gonna be a total fail if it doesn't open up with No Sleep Till Brooklyn from the Beastie Boys.
I like dude, it's funny. I literally was like, did anybody pick up No Sleep Till Not Brooklyn?
That's funny.
But I don't know, like the cover looked really appealing to me for some reason.
Yeah,
Who knows?
just chilling on a bike. Like
It just looked like a simple, like artistic cover.
Are you just doing your shopping right now?
Yeah, I'm actually about to plug in my phone so I can buy this because it only has 110 slips left.
Did you say slips?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, bro.
I mean,
Only
if
got
I can get
110
it,
slips, man.
if I can get it, if I can get it with the slip, like I want it with the slip. I don't want to like
Yeah.
wait till after the show and like go to sleep and a
Yeah.
bunch of people see like, oh, it's only got 100 slips left. Better buy this. It's gonna go out.
So
Would
I
you have
see.
skipped it if you didn't get the slip?
Yeah, exactly.
I wouldn't really even care, but if I can get it, I want it.
I see that the CIP's into the 4K game. They're releasing films now, re-releasing films. East End Hustle. That was a title that they'd released. I don't know, maybe last year, year before, whatever.
That explains why subscribers didn't have that half off.
Yep. So that's a re-release, man. So what the fuck, man? This so like these labels are so new, and now
that's fucking lame. You don't get re-releases half off.
Guess not. But yeah, that's already been on Blu-ray from
You're
CIP.
right,
So.
you don't. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh, because I've actually was gonna pick up the Blu-ray that long time ago, like one of the sales, and I never
That
did.
sounds like
And I
some
saw the
shit
4K. I was
someone-
like, they're fucking putting out 4Ks now. Everyone's just jumping the gun.
That sounds like some shit someone like realized in the fine print. Like, oh, we don't got.
I've heard it's a good movie though.
Yeah. So the by the way, that Japanese movie that we were talking about, that is down to only, so the limited edition sold out and the standard only has 307 copies left.
Yeah, it's because people want to get some obscure shit here, man.
Right. Yeah.
Kind of cool, man.
Yeah.
I wonder how Twin Cheeks is doing. Probably not very well. Oh. No, it's down to like 336 slip covers and then 300 and something standard. So that one's selling like crazy too.
Well, it says 441 standards for me.
Wow, that's crazy. So
They must limit the amount that Canadians can buy. I think that's
dude,
really
these are
what
all
it is.
selling like crazy. Like Spectre's Rock is like all down to like under 400 and shit. This is crazy.
Yeah, dude. I mean, these movies go
I wonder how
fast these days.
Satan's hates you. Well, that one's doing pretty good, man. It's great. These partner label things, I feel like they sell more than the Vinegar Syndrome titles. I swear
They definitely don't, but
they probably don't. But I just feel like when I look at this, I'm like, man,
because
all these
these ones are like Vinegar Syndrome sells out shit that's limited to like 8,000.
dude, you know
These
what's-
have like 1,000.
You know what's funny? So I clicked on the Gnome Sick Christmas film. So the limited
there's
slipcover still has
Only
700
109 now.
723 copies, and then the standard has 447. So I'm assuming that people really don't like that slipcover. That's wild because it's usually the other way around. Like slip always sells out quicker.
Damn, there's only 22 left in stock of the fucking Sadness. Like, did everybody skip the fucking other release?
Yeah, this is the
Nah,
real.
That sold out.
The old
wicked
one sold
fast.
out
You remember
really
that?
fast.
Oh, did it?
Dude, the standard edition has 900 left, which is like the other edition. Weird, man.
Yeah, people want that slip.
So it's like so the other 4K thing sold out. Then I'm assuming, right? This is
I
like a
do
re-release.
like this. Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay,
Tony
that's
said
crazy.
that sold out. Right? I think I might like this slip better.
I like this new one better.
Let's see how
I'm
the
not gonna
doll's
buy
selling out
it,
here.
but
Oh, I think Tyler just said that. 108 left of the slip covers, 428 of the non-slip. Actually, I like the non-slip artwork on
what
that.
one?
I actually like it better than the slip cover of the doll.
Doll.
Yeah,
I like it
the,
better too, but I still want the slip if I can get it.
actually, I would just not get the slip on that one. I actually prefer the artwork on the standard.
Nah, it's because it's like
No
a friend.
way. I like
When you
the other
it's
one.
like
Really,
it's
I
like when
love
you-
the other one. I think it's cool. Actually, it's kind of cool when you flip the script on it because it has it backwards and it has it on the other side. Kind of mirrors
Yeah.
it. That's kind of cool, actually.
and it's like I don't know. It's
Okay,
like
I'm sold. I'm wrong. I'm fucking dumb.
When you take the slip cover off, it's like you're taking its dress off. And then you get underneath it, it's got a nice cover underneath it too, and you're like, yeah, baby.
Dude, shut
That's what I'm talking about.
Dude's got a
So-
boner over there right now.
So speaking, since we didn't actually talk about it, but
It's
the
boring
two
as hell.
Essentially, just like
Dude,
eases this slip off.
dude, isn't it like the most
Fucking
annoying thing
rising
though?
up.
Isn't it the most annoying thing though when like you take the slip off and it's the same fucking thing underneath it, and then you look on the inside, you're like, it's not even reversible. This is bullshit.
Yeah, what's even the fucking point?
Dude, that's a Kino
Yeah,
release.
yeah.
So many Kino releases, they put a
That's
slip
most
on.
Kinos.
I know. It's so crazy when you open up a Kino and you go
Yeah.
and you're like, holy shit, there's a flip on there.
There is one
Yeah, it's
little
like-
difference though. The spine has the actual logo and not the fucking generic font logo
okay.
on their slipcovers, which I fucking hate. Like I like how like
Yeah.
they want to be uniform with their Kino like Studio Classics line, but I hate those damn spines.
So do I.
I kinda like them.
I hear people make that argument like, oh, it's trying to be like it looks good as a collection. It looks like a library or something. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Looks lame.
It will.
Yeah,
it
it's
does look
dumb.
kind of hot. Like if you've seen like a whole shit.
Tyler,
And
stop
I got
being
like a couple
fucking
hundred of them.
nerd.
So I have like so many of them, and it's just like I have a huge
I literally
black
have.
part of my collection.
I
It's just
literally
black.
have a wall of Criterions behind me because they're uniform. And it looks like a
you know what
bookshelf.
releases
Criterion is the most
great?
ununiform thing ever. They have like so many weird like, dude, they put out
What do
like
you mean?
weird like digibooks.
Not the
and stuff.
spines, but look at the spines. I'll show you.
No, the
Okay,
spines are, but I'm
great.
That's
talking
what I
about.
mean.
Show me the spine of Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah, the spines are, but I'm talking about like the way they release some things in digipacks, they release things in keep cases, they release things in other fucking weird flip things, and Kino doesn't do that. Yeah,
They're
I
all
know
just
that. I know the bottom part of the
completely
spines.
different.
Are.
Now
Oh,
the
they're not- they're all-
Vestron video series, that's a nice little fucking
They're all-
uniform
they all
series.
have-
Dude, you
they all
just stole
the
my
same.
shit, Tony. I was gonna say that a minute
Dude, you know
ago.
what's a good one, man? The 88 Films Italian line. Everything is so fucking uniform. It's all.
I
perfect.
think the best spine lineup is definitely Vestron
no.
because
100%.
it has the actual like font of the movie on all of them, and it still is uniform. It's like what
Dude.
Kino could do.
The 88 Films
Yeah.
Italian line has the fucking flag. It has the year the movie was down the spine, and everything's all uniform.
It's pretty good. I
it's
agree
pretty
with
fu-
that, but it's
it's
not
pretty
as fun. It's not as fun.
I
It's
like
not
that
as
they
pretty.
have.
I
I
like
like
it
that
as
they
a
have
year.
the
That's
same
kinda unique.
design, but that they're all different colors, so it really does kind of look like a bookshelf.
Yeah, it's Criterions are cool.
I'm
But
surprised you can even pull those
the-
things off the shelf. They're probably. They're not
This
all
is
stuck
ugly
together.
right now because I still have a bunch of horror movies downstairs that I was rewatching.
But the other cool
Are
thing
those
about
ones
the
all stained up
Vestron
too?
one that nobody
That's
else
why they're
really-
all like.
the VSAs do this too, but they put a little picture from the movie like at the top of them.
Yeah.
I like that.
Oh.
That's cool.
But
It reminds
yeah,
you
I
of
mean,
a VHS.
the collection was cool until they completely sold out and went fucking exclusive to their website. So basically, I'm on a whole fuck Vestron thing because fuck Vestron. They
Just
suck.
buy
now.
them off the website. Like
I
me and
can't.
Tony
They
did.
don't ship to me, bro.
They don't ship international, so he's fucked.
Yeah, they don't ship to me. And plus, they are way overpriced. They went from $10
they are
Blu-rays to what,
overpriced?
$30 now. They tripled
That's not
the
true
price.
though. That's not true because they started out at like $35 movies, then they went to like 10, 15. And then
My
they're
question
back to,
is,
like 35
how in the
again.
fuck are people supporting this? So they went from realizing that their prices were way too high to putting their shit in Walmart for $10.99 or for $9.99, and then we're gonna say fuck you guys. We don't want anybody getting our shit, easily, so we're gonna put it exclusively and triple the price. Explain this to me. How is
Yeah,
this
that
good
pissed me
business?
off.
It's not, and I don't think it's really successful, honestly. I
It's
don't
not
see a
because
ton of people
there's
going
so
and
many
buying this.
people I've
Mm-mm.
heard even say they passed on all these titles because they're not paying the 30 compared to the 10 that they were if they were in Walmart kind of thing. It's like plus the
Right,
shipping.
but the thing
I've
is too, like,
literally
it's just the model that everybody's doing right now. Blame Vinegar Syndrome and Scream Factory.
But
They're
they
the
went
ones that like,
backwards,
started
bro.
this
Like
shit.
they had such a good thing going, man. They would have sold a ton more copies at 10 bucks than they're selling at 30.
Maybe.
Plus, I would have got copies of all like Ghoulies 3. I don't even like the fuck. I would have bought it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, I like the line. I think it's actually very eclectic and it's kind of cool.
I
But
feel
now
like the line kind
I
of
actually
fell
can't
off
get
the
them.
last like couple releases though. So maybe like sometimes I think studios or like these distribution companies think that like that things aren't selling because they're people aren't interested in the label anymore or something like that, and they think they need to make it like this exclusive thing to like drive more interest or whatever. But I think sometimes it's just like, bro, like
They
the
got
last
studio
couple
heads running
titles
this
have
shit,
kind
bro.
of sucked, you know
They
what
got
I mean? Like not a lot of people are buying like some of the like you
yeah.
go back to like Slaughter High and those titles, those were like good upgrades. You know what I mean? Like Slaughter High was hard to. It was like in not a great edition before that, like some
Yeah.
shitty DVDs. So like
It was like one of those back to
you
the
do
80s editions or whatever the fuck it
right.
was. Yeah.
So and like Blood Diner and shit like that, like
Yeah.
those ones are ones that people really were sought after. But then when you like release like that Jamie Lee Curtis movie, like I don't think there's like a huge fan base that's clamoring for that. So it's like
Blue
you're
Steel.
not always gonna sell you're not always gonna sell maximum.
I was
Gigabyte.
clamoring for Blue Steel.
But I love Blue Steel.
That's
Blue
a
Steel is
Catherine
actually a
Bigelow
good film.
movie.
It's
That's a
not.
Catherine Bigelow movie.
I find the
People know
line
that.
is it's eclectic and it's odd, but I mean if you're into all those type of genres and stuff, it's not a bad line. But like I said, like Ghoulies 3 was a cool release, but if it was it's a $10 movie. Like, am I going out of my way
Yeah,
to
but
fucking get?
everybody wanted Ghoulies 3 forever, dude. That was like one of the most talked about like one
Was that the first title where they did the exclusive thing and fucking
No, May was,
May
which
was,
is a
okay.
good title to
Yeah.
do it on.
Yeah, dude, like that's the
I'm
Because
so
only
glad I
everybody
have the
movie.
bought
second
that.
sight
That's
Blu-ray of
the-
that because that thing is phenomenal.
That's the only movie in my top 100 I don't own, and I'm not paying the 30.
You should have bought it during Black Friday. It's $15.
Oh well.
It was $14.
14
Well,
bucks, even better.
Now I don't have it. Oh well.
They have a
Yeah,
50%
I
off.
actually
Was that 50%
grabbed
off?
the forwarded I didn't have. So I grabbed the May, the Hider in the House.
Bro, you should have grabbed 2 copies of each and then sent me the other 4. I would have paid you half price.
I would have, but I thought you were saying fuck Vestron, so I was like,
I am saying fuck Vestron because they
he's
actually literally don't
boycotting
ship
him.
to me.
He's boycotting him, so
How
can't
could
go
I not
against his
say fuck
boycott.
Vestron when they don't even ship to me? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm all buddy with Vestron. They're cool, man. They're cool, but they don't ship to me. So
Tell Felcher next time you see him at Wasteland.
I should
Like,
actually
hey,
tell
motherfucker,
Felcher.
what's up with this?
It's kind of fucked up though.
All they'll say is they'll be like, "Oh, that's Lionsgate." I don't
What's
have
with the
control over
business
that.
model though? Like, what is with Lionsgate not shipping to international?
I just told you. Oh, internationally, it's just harder. I would, dude, if I was selling,
probably
you
just
make more
lame.
sales. You make more sales if you did,
bro. I wouldn't ship internationally. All you guys are annoying. You're always like, oh, like I've got to pay $35 for shipping. It's like, bro, that's the cost of shipping, dude.
No, it's
just
not.
what it is.
It's not.
And then
No,
it's like,
the
it is.
bro. I
Here's why
work
it
for
is, because
Canada
it's
Post.
fucking-
It doesn't
it's
cost
so
that to
much
ship.
hard, bro. It's so much harder. Anytime I've ever sent something to you, I gotta like fill out paperwork and shit. It's
Yeah,
like,
of course.
this sucks. Like, fuck this. They're doing all this extra.
Yeah, but when you're
work,
running a
dude.
business, you don't got to do all that shit, man. It's just international stuff. It's all business allocated and
then-
stuff like that. It's different when you're doing it individually. Yeah,
And then
it is a pain
also
in the
you
ass.
got all these fucking Canadians hitting you up every week saying like, "Where's my order? I placed this order 17 days ago." And like,
bro,
I would
it-
not want to deal
the
with that
world
shit
is
at all.
not just America and Canada. There's a lot of other people out there, like the Australians, which are getting fucked. Like I talked to Simon, and he's like, "Bro, like when Screen Factory and all these other companies stopped shipping internationally, biggest pain in the ass in the world."
It might be just a thing that like the amount that you're projecting to sell. I'm sure it's a lot less, right? Like I don't think there's nearly as many like hardcore movie collectors in Canada as there is America. So it's like, how much are you getting revenue wise versus like how much.
Bro, there's like
extra
40 million
effort it
people
is.
here. You guys have like 400 million. Of course, there's not that many here.
That's what I'm saying. It's not worth the hassle.
But
unless you're like Vinegar Syndrome or something who's selling like a shit ton of stuff.
But
I don't know if
still
Lionsgate
sales though.
Limited
If
is.
like even Kino sell like ships to me. Like I don't think Kino sell.
Yeah, but Kino's
ships...
pretty big too, though. Like
I don't think they ship to
more
the UK
established.
though. I don't think they ship to the UK.
Like I don't think this Lionsgate Limited thing is very big right now. Like
No.
I feel like it's very small.
Well, it's not
So
just because of the
I
non-international.
assume maybe like if they do better, they might. I don't expect this line to last. I honestly don't. Like I don't think that they're gonna do this exclusive shit forever. I don't think the sales
It's not just the international.
Maybe they put out like 8 films to die for box set or something. I'd buy that.
Yeah. I don't think it's just the international shipping. I think it's how they had their prices low and then they went back up. People are just going, that's ridiculous. How can you do that? It's the same people that were buying the products before. Like, think about it, bro. Like, are you going to buy something for 30 that was 10 fucking 2 months ago?
Maybe
it just makes no sense.
Here's the why I say this too, because like I think people are so used to these high price tags that they don't even like really think about it anymore.
I mean, if you're
like
new to the game,
we do, but like I don't know. Like I wonder how many people actually have collected like the Vestron line. You know, like I don't know if as many.
I had everyone up until they went exclusive, and I'm like, well, you just lost some sales from the big Moodz. That was really fucking corny. I'm sorry about that. I apologize. I'm probably
from the big Moodz.
But no, but you know what I mean? Like I'm not the only person. Like I've heard this from other people too. They're just like, that's really corny that they did that because it used to be so affordable and so easy to get, and all of a sudden it's like became so impossible to get. Like who the fuck are these guys? Or do they Barrel Entertainment? Like, are you kidding me? Like this is fucking Vestron, bro. It's like, I don't know. It's really frustrating, but you know, I mean, this is really all about Ghoulies 3 at this point. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to have Ghoulies 3. I've been missing that one in the collection. And I think it's like, isn't it like the last movie out of that 8-pack? The famous Lionsgate 8-pack?
There's one left. 976 Evil 2.
Oh, one left.
That's the last one.
I've got both those on UK DVDs that I bought years and years ago.
I think I don't know if I own 976 Evil 2. But
you do if you have that set. Do you not have that set?
Yeah, duh. I do have that set.
Just gonna say, what the fuck?
I'm an idiot.
Doesn't count.
This guy's going straight retarded right now.
So did you guys we didn't talk about it, but what did you think of the actual releases from Vinegar Syndrome for November?
I can't remember what they were.
Oh, the secret titles that were announced, which was
Troll 2
and Stendhal Syndrome, which infuriated a lot of people. Like, to be honest, people were like, that's crazy. Because being those secret titles, like we're expecting a little bit more.
Yeah.
Something that was
I honestly never expect great stuff from their secret title. I feel like they're always disappointing.
2 or 3 years ago, they had some really good ones. I don't remember what they were, but I remember going, damn, those are pretty cool.
What were the secrets
Fatal Games is like the first one when we started this show.
Was Fatal Games one? Okay, that was
and then they had one the year before that was really cool too. But for a lot of people, again, it's
like Fatal Games and Existenz, I think, was like the duo.
Oh yeah, Existenz was one. Yeah, because I picked up Existenz. I remember that. That was
which is kind of cool because it didn't have a Blu-ray before, did it?
No. That's why it was like a big deal.
But this is my thing with Troll 2 and Stendhal. Stendhal has a really good Blu-ray from Blue Underground. Troll 2 does have like it's fine.
It's been on Blu-ray a million times.
That's what I'm saying. Like they just seem like they're just kind of at this point a little bit more generic and easier to get. Like they were still available, like relatively available. So it's like it was a little bit frustrating.
Came out at a really good time too, because that movie like has kind of in the last few years started to get a cult following, and that was probably like the pinnacle of it when that got released. That was pretty big.
Yeah.
Then they did the cinematograph was April Ferreira movie.
Oh, New Rose Hotel.
New Rose Hotel.
Yeah.
And then there was the 2 VSAs.
Which was
what the hell were those? I can't remember.
One was a Shaw Brothers movie.
Yeah.
It was the Shaw Brothers collection.
You can't look on the fucking website because They don't let
Wasn't
you
it
buy
like
anything.
like a
Oh,
Shaw
right.
Brothers, like movie from like their first female director or something?
The Shaw sister.
Is that what it was? I don't know.
No,
I
I
don't
just
remember
made
what it was. I don't know.
that up. It should have been.
I looked at some
Des-
release. I looked into
Descendant of
some
the
release.
Sun is what it's called.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Trying to
Oh,
find
yeah.
it.
And then it had that like noirish like Miami Vice like crime movie called Blue City with Judd Nelson and Ali Sheedy like and from '86. That was the other VSA. I've never seen that one.
I think Moodz likes it.
Yeah. It was
Yeah,
funny, man.
so
When we first ordered that like Shaw Scares or like the show when I saw the Shaw Scares, I thought it was like a slimline kind of thing. It's like a big box set for the Shaw
Oh,
Scares. I'm like, oh shit, it's all individual cases and shit. I don't know why I just thought it was like a thinner one, but I thought that was kind of
Because
cool.
that's what
So,
they've been doing.
yeah, that's fucking sweet, man. Everyone's in the Shaw game right now, bro. Like it is just ridiculous with Shaw Brothers films. Like it's crazy, man.
just an endless vault of
It does. It
movies.
just seems like it's never going to end with Shaw Brothers, man. I'm not mad
Yeah.
because I'm not
Like
mad.
what country's next after that? Like who gets mined?
Oh, I would like to see.
yeah, I
more
feel
Mexican
like we're
stuff.
running out of shit, dude.
I'd love
Like,
to see more Mexican
isn't it
stuff.
kind of crazy? Like the
Yeah,
older you
Mexican
get,
be
there's just
great.
like
Yeah,
there's so I feel like we're just running out of hidden shit.
there's got
But
to be a bunch of
it never
Brazilian.
ends
I
though. But it
think
feels like we're running out of it.
I think the next one is Taiwan.
I'd like to see
Could be.
an influx of all the Filipino films
Or
that were shot.
Taiwan.
Like,
Well, now those are getting mined from Connie. Like they might be the only ones doing it right now, but they're mining those Filipino movies, and I'm fucking glad they're doing it.
but they're also
Across-
releasing like a lot of the good ones. I'm talking about like the lower budget action films and stuff that like are just
Oh yeah, I haven't
that
seen
shit
any of that.
insane. Like that, some of that stuff is fucking insane. I'm sure Tony's probably seen some of it.
Oh
But,
yeah.
I
like,
think Thailand could be another one. But
Thai would be perfect because yeah, like the prestige shit's like coming out now and just
yeah, both
before
those
you know it, they're gonna
countries have-
release everything.
right.
Both those countries have some notable directors too, and I think with Taiwan, they already a couple of his movies actually got released by Connie, but from Taiwan you have Simon Wing, whose most of his movies don't have good releases. Yeah, he's got a couple real notable ones that people really like. Like his most popular movie is probably Goodbye Dragon Inn. I've only seen the two movies I talked about like a year ago on like my 5 picks. But yeah, he's pretty notable in like that little kind of art house space of the world. So I could see someone just releasing all of his movies.
I know there's some crazy Russian stuff out there too that hasn't been
Oh
released.
yeah, Russia. I didn't even think about that.
Oh yeah, definitely Russia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's probably some hidden French jams in there too. Like the real French, not the Canadian French shit.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of that stuff got released early because it seems like that part of the world was smartest about film preservation. Like they were the most forward thinking, so it was easier to re-release a lot of movies from like older movies from that part of the world.
Right.
So I like every Charlie Chaplin movie is really accessible because he was smart. He's like, people are gonna want these fucking things. Don't you dare like throw these away. And he preserved his, so that's why all his movies are like super available.
Yeah. So I mean, I think the overall partner label announcements were pretty decent. I mean, I'm not mad, you know. I mean, there's some other things that look pretty cool. It's not really my cup of tea and stuff like that, but that's kind of the beauty of the eclecticness of the partner label as a collective. It's pretty wild actually. What's the Shutter release slap face? I swear I don't even know what that is.
I think it
saw
was from
it.
a
It's like-
couple years ago.
I don't know
It's
if
like some kid and like some monster shit in the woods. I thought it was pretty lame.
I might have saw it. I just didn't remember it. Maybe it was so bad I just like kind of blocked out of my mind. So, but what is with the Shutter line, bro?
Mixed bag.
Man,
That's how I feel about the
super mixed
IFC.
bag.
I don't know. It's weird. Like
They
the
have good
titles
titles. They're
choose.
just not releasing the ones
It
that I
almost
like.
feels like they're just throwing fucking a dart at a dartboard at all their titles and like just
I know.
randomly picking.
It's a
They're
good way of
dumping all
putting
their
it.
shitty titles on the partner label.
I don't really get it though. Like they do have a lot of good shit. Like I want the good ones. There's a bunch of films that have made my top tens over the years and not getting them. So
I either would have liked them to just release them from the start, like the earliest to latest, or to just release the good shit.
yeah, it's definitely a dartboard right now. Like Shudder's Bad Things. What the fuck is that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't even remember that one coming out.
Yeah, like I looked at this and I was like, I don't even know. It says 2023, so this is pretty modern.
I don't know.
Guys.
They literally put out like so many. It's like 2 a month.
Yeah,
It's like 20 movies every year that it's like I can't remember them all.
I don't get it. I really don't understand it.
But we don't. I guess since none of us seen it, we don't really know if it's any good.
Yeah, true. I just don't remember it even being on.
I think we think that they would release like more popular ones that people that are more familiar with. Maybe
You're right though. Like with the re-release of the Sadness, they dropped 2 other ones this month too.
Yeah,
It's crazy. Like 3? Who drops 3?
Or you see how good they sell when you put out a good one like The Sadness. That thing's
Right.
sold out almost
Yeah.
twice now.
Yeah.
A lot of the
Yeah.
time, the movies are just modern, so it's hard to kind of get me to buy from them. I'm not the biggest on modern movies. The one time I directed, I reviewed a modern movie on here. I fucking hated it last month, so not a good track record.
I kind of go all over the place. I feel
Yeah, I do have one.
I don't really have a style. Like I don't know. Like I
Yeah,
feel
you
like
could
I
say
could
that again.
usually, I could usually, I could usually like tell. I usually have a good guess of what Tony's gonna pick. Tyler, I could usually narrow it down to a couple things. Moods
Connie
is
and
kind
Film
of
Movement Classics.
Moods is all over the place.
Take
as
your
well.
pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, like if you like just look at those 2 labels and you just think and you pick something from there, I'd say there's like probably a 50% chance.
Yeah, I got like a 50-50 shot every time.
Like it's not guaranteed because I do like look at a lot of the releases and pass and just say
I
no.
feel
I'm
like
not
it's been like
interested, but those are my 2 labels.
I
for
feel like
sure.
it's been like, Bleeding Skull or VHS Shitface or Cinematograph or not Cinematograph, fucking DeGeyser and Saturn's Core. Seems like
Honestly,
most
like,
of the titles
for
I end
me,
up doing. So
Connie,
I just
think-
realized that we didn't get a DeGosser this month.
I know.
I know too.
I actually
That's kind of fucked up.
I actually was gonna bring that up too. That is fucking weird. So did
'Cause
they
we got what did we get last year?
I'll pull it up here in a sec.
so
Then
what
we get
This
Cannibal
year
the Musical.
we only got 4 DeGauzers this year.
yeah, very, very
Yeah,
slow
Cannibal-
year.
Because this is the
Cannibal the
end, right?
Musical
This
last
is
year,
everything
right?
for the rest of the year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And last year we had 4 as well, I guess. But last year one did come out in November.
Cannibal the Musical.
Tyler, you gotta update that fucking
yes.
that spread page, man.
Yeah.
But yeah,
no,
I noticed that like with the Geyser stuff, very, very slim year for them. Not
Did
them,
they did
but
4
it's Vinegar Syndrome.
VSUs this year. They do the 4 a year. Some of their output is like the same. Or no, they did 5 this year. Did they do 5?
No,
No, 4.
no. They only
What,
have
VSU?
like,
Yeah. They're
They
like
always
quartered.
just yeah,
Yeah,
it's
they
like
only-
the 2 big sales and then like subscriber week.
they only do 4 a
Mhm.
year, right?
Yeah, 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to Geyser, you
Um,
think you'd be able to put out a couple more of that than that a year? It's kind of a shame.
All right, can't take that much to restore those pieces of shit.
Yeah, I mean, just put them out and make them look like iced.
Exactly.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we got 2 new labels this year with Pink Line and Reviver. Pretty nuts.
It's crazy. They have like 10 labels. Vinegar Syndrome has like 10 different labels.
I know.
Like
They
that
have
is
spread out the good shit.
it's unbelievable.
Exactly. Spreading out the good shit and making us subscribers get forced to get all the fucking bullshit out
Oh,
of
great.
It's,
Fucking
it's
business,
funny
man.
too because I
Straight
remember
business.
last year we
Crazy.
were like talking about. So it's like I think it's kind of bullshit that they do that to subscribers. Though you're like, well, the thing is, I don't always like that's gonna be put on the sub labels anyway, and I like what's on the main line. It's like, oh, all the tables have turned.
Exactly. They must have listened to what I was fucking saying.
They're like, oh, I got it. That's how they all must think. So let's make them eat the shit and buy the good stuff.
I just still can't believe that Cinematograph is their second most popular, like popular in terms of releases. Like, how many they have this year? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Multiple
8,
months with 2 releases.
15 releases.
15?
crazy. 15.
God.
Yeah,
We only get
15
4
cinematographs,
Degausser.
dude.
I think
Yeah, only
they
4
have-
Degausser, like 7 VSLs, maybe 8. Like 8 or 9 VSAs. VSA was always the second most popular label, but now it's third.
Cinematic crap.
I will say that I
Yeah.
think their lineup this year was a lot more interesting than their lineup last year.
I do think
It's
their
like-
lineup this year was better too. I think across the board they had better titles last year. Like there were some, there's still a couple this year that were kind of laughable to me, but like there wasn't like I felt like last year we got shit like that Roy the Roy Schneider like random war movie that was like on Kino for $9.99 forever and no one bought it anyway. We got a lot more movies like that last year, and I felt like it was a little more into the vaults this year.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
like
a little
that one I got that I reviewed, the Elaine May movie, like that was a really good release. So like, she's pretty popular, and that was
The
probably
New Leaf.
yeah, and that was my
Yeah,
favorite.
I actually like
from either
that one
year.
a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, that
I'm
was
gonna
my
pick that one
favorite.
up actually.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite from either year so far.
I wish that Subculture USA would drop some more stuff. I liked all 3 of their.
Dude, I wish fucking
Releases
Magnet would drop some more stuff.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
only got like what 2 releases out of them this year.
3, I think, or yeah, this year.
Yeah, and they have such a back catalog of shit, man. Like good stuff.
No, it sucks.
It's very fucking. It's interesting. I wonder if they're just done.
I don't know, man. It's weird. But,
so many labels, man. Holy shit! Looking at this is crazy. It's
Yeah,
fucking
they just
bizarro.
added 2 new freaking partner labels.
Yeah, it's wild. Anyways, should we get into the reviews or what?
Yeah.
All right, so pre-game, I determined the order by randomizer, and it is going to go JP, me. I swear I'm second every freaking time. Tony, then Tyler.
All right.
Actually, kind of works out because Tyler's doing an entire trilogy and he's going last, so that actually works out pretty good.
I was first last time, so
Were you?
Okay.
Okay.
Man,
Yeah.
I forgot you're doing a trilogy.
I think I was second last time again. Like I think I'm always second. It feels like I don't know. It's weird. But anyways, JP, hit us up.
Yeah. So this time I went with a movie that I had heard of before but never actually watched. And that is Berberian Sound Studio.
Oh, I've seen this movie. All right.
Directed by Peter Strickland, who did nothing really else that I remember except for Faux Gourmet, which was a like comedy horror flick from a couple years ago, which I don't really remember a lot, but I remember seeing it.
Did he do In Fabric?
Yeah.
Yes, he did do that, and
And
I never watched that.
he also did a great movie called The Dukes of Burgundy.
Well, it's actually the Duke of Burgundy, but
The
yes.
Duke of Burgundy. That movie's awesome.
So this guy did some shit. And I remember hearing about this movie like shit, dude. We started 22 Shots in 2013, and I remember before we started 22 Shots, I listened to a lot of podcasts. One of the podcasts I listened to was Greg's show, Land of the Creeps, former guest and friend Greg Gamortis.
Shout out to Greg.
And it was either his show, or he was on the maybe a guest on the show, or he wasn't on it at all. I don't know for sure. Or it was Terror Troop, which was another show that was like kind of sister shows with his show on the same network and stuff. And I can't remember for sure if one of those shows covered it, but I know it was in that circle. And I remember hearing them talk about it, and like I remember I think one person was complaining that nothing happens in the movie and stuff like that.
What the fuck?
And
Oh,
then
so they missed the whole point of the movie then.
and then some other guys like really liked it, who were like into like Italian movies and shit like that. So um at least that's my memory of it. Who knows? It was fucking 15 years ago. But I always wanted to check it out, and I think I actually bought the IFC DVD that's like on my shelf out in the hall that has DVDs, and I
what I
never
rewatched.
watched it. I don't think I ever watched it.
I never picked up the Blu-ray, so I watched my IFC because I wanted to revisit this. And
Yeah. So yeah, I ended up grabbing the IFC because it was one that I kind of wanted to see for a while, and I was like, oh, cool. And I know anytime we ever like look at possibly getting 2012 for like one of the top 10 shows, that I always like notice that movie. It always stuck in my memory because like the review that I listened to was like it's just like a movie about like an audio technician, like just somebody doing sound, and it just sounded interesting. But yeah, so this movie follows a British sound engineer named Gilderoy. Such a great name, Gilderoy.
Roy. He looks like a
it fits his
Gilderoy.
personality
Yeah.
perfect.
And there's this sort of like famous little sound studio in Italy called the Berberian Film Studio. And he gets a job there. And there's this Italian dude who made a movie, and they're basically doing the entire like soundtrack for the movie in terms of like the dubbing and the sound effects and everything like that. Like we talk a lot about this on 22 Shot. Where'd everybody go? Not clearly not interested in my review.
Actually, I'm probably the only person because this is what I used to do. His job is what I did, and so that's why I resonate so well with this film. But yeah, keep going.
Yeah, and so we talk a lot about like the Italian movies and stuff like that, and how like a lot of times they dubbed everything after the fact, right? Like they didn't use any of the audio from the actual like shoot.
Well, they would actually record their movies with no sound. They did
Right.
everything after.
Yeah, so this movie, if you put yourself in like that mindset of like them working on a film like that, like it's like they're doing everything in this movie. Like it's the entire long, like drawn out process of them getting clips for everything. And I love how like the camera. So let me just get into the plot, I guess, a little bit more first. So the Gilderoy, he starts working for this like Italian dude. He's like tight on money. In fact, when he first gets there after his plane trip, like they're supposed to expense the plane ticket, and he's trying to get that money, and everybody's like kind of annoyed at him for asking for money like right up front and shit like that. But he doesn't have any money. He also has a relationship with his mom that he cares about a lot. He's writing letters to and shit. And it's like him. He's a very like talented artist in this field, and the people, the guy making the movie, he's like kind of pretentious and shit like that, and he's all like, because at one point the Gilfried's like off put right away the fact that it's like a darker like horror film type thing that they're making, like a giallo or something. And he says something about it, and like the director is like, this is not a horror film. You did not call my work a horror film. Like he's like all like insulted by it, you know what I mean? Which is kind of funny. And as things go on, things Gilderoy gets kind of weirded out by some stuff, and then some other shit happens, and then basically like he starts like kind of losing it a bit. And it's gets like really erratic and just like kind of weird. It's like the like he's falling into the movie essentially, that the sound, like from the sound, like it's not, you don't ever see the movie, like, you know what I mean? But like you kind of hear the movie, like it's really neat. But so
Well,
I love
that's actually the whole point.
what?
This movie's literally, the metaphor is all about the sound in the film.
But yeah, the
It's actually really interesting how they use the sound as a metaphor for trauma in this film. It's actually really compelling how they do this,
mhm,
because like, you know how you kind of describe the lead character, he comes into this scenario where he's never worked on any type of like films like this. He's more of like a posh type of engineer and stuff. He works on just classy stuff, right?
right,
So, but you kind of learn through a little bit in the film through letters with his mom and stuff that his past, he comes from like this very kind of lonely, kind of like very kind of secluded background. He probably has mommy issues and stuff like that because his mom's writing him right when he gets there and stuff like that.
yeah,
So he has like a traumatic background. So when he gets there and he has to deal with something that he's not used to, the sound is actually what makes him kind of fall into his
mhm.
trauma and stuff. It's actually really good. Like I think this movie is fucking amazing.
And like so one thing that's really neat about this movie too is like the actual like filmmaking is really like impressive and good. Like
Mhm.
not just like this stuff with the sound that on its own is impressive, but like for a movie that takes place primarily in like this studio, like the amount of like shots and cool shit that they do and just like set like a vibe and an atmosphere and shit in this movie. Like there's like shit with lighting and like smoke and just like there's a shot where the camera's like going this way and it's like picking up like all these loose like film strips and shit like that, and you're like seeing the characters through the film strips that are like hanging and shit like that. It's just really neat, and it made you like really appreciate that, like for a movie that's this simple in terms of scope, right? Like like what you're seeing, to actually take and try to do some fun camera stuff and some artistic camera stuff in like a close quarters that doesn't really have, it's not like Jimmy and Stiggs or something where it's lighting and awesome shit everywhere, you know what I mean? So it's kind of a simple like basic setup, but it's artistically well done. And then also like one of the coolest things to me is just like the peek behind the curtain for like the process of this aspect of the filmmaking, where they have like almost like a calendar of like different things that they need to get, and it goes over, it's written in like Natalie's scream, and this you know
It's almost like a storyboard for
yeah,
sound.
it's like a storyboard
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sound.
yeah,
It's really neat that they show that a bunch, and
yeah.
just like also seeing the different like sounds and stuff that they're doing, like he's ripping vegetables and stuff like that and picking up
So
sounds
the
like
whole
that.
process is called Foley. I don't even know if they
Foley, yeah.
really even talk about it in the film, but I absolutely used to love doing Foley, recording Foley artists and stuff. I think Foley artists are
Mhm.
so compellingly awesome at their jobs. Like they're seeing, you take the visuals and they figure out the sounds by using whatever, like
Different
literally
objects.
chopping shit and stuff. That's how sounds are in movies. And it's fucking amazing. Like I love,
Yeah, there's actually a really great scene where
yeah,
it sort of showcases Guildfrey's talent, if you will, to like the group, because he's like this very like weird, nerdy, like re reclusive, like like Mood's kind of described him like a mommy's boy, like
yeah,
sort of just like hidden from the outside world type guy, but
yeah.
he showcases like some of the things that he can do, and he gets like this light bulb and like this little like wire rack thing, and he makes like a UFO sound on it with the light bulb. um
Yeah.
and that shit's like really cool. So um yeah, overall I thought this movie was really neat. Like I think that it's like I could see somebody watching it and really not like being interested in that side of filmmaking, like that process and stuff like that, who would just think like, ah, this is like nothing really happens. Or I could see that argument if you're not interested in this stuff at all, it would be really boring. But if you're even slightly interested in this stuff, it's super fascinating. Like it is really cool. And seems like they really did their due diligence on like making it seem authentic and um like just even some of the equipment they have that the camera show knobs and shit like that. It just really adds a lot to the visual of the process of and the painstaking work and tedious work that it would take to do all this shit.
One thing I do compliment the director about this film is like he never tells you specifically what era or what year specifically it is. It's quite clearly the 70s. Like they're doing a giallo type horror film or whatever it is, but you can tell by the equipment that it's the 70s. It's not the 80s. That 70s
Right.
equipment. It's not the 60s. And I like that about that. Like sometimes when you watch these films that are set in a different era and they have to remind the audience every 5 minutes that it's set in 1985, it's like, dude, we fucking get it. It's set in the 80s, bro. Like,
Right.
and it doesn't do that here. And it really, I love that about filmmaking. Um, yeah, keep going.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of it on my general thoughts of this movie. I think it's really good, honestly. Like I for years I've always known about it and wanted to check it out. And then I think also like just being like this came out in 2012. If I watched it back then, I probably wouldn't have got it the way that I get it now. Like, another 10, 12, 13 years of like film watching, like hundreds and hundreds of movies, including a lot of like Italian stuff and like learning about movies more. I think this movie is for a seasoned film fan and it's not just something that somebody should check out on Netflix. You know what
It's
I
it's a
mean?
good way of putting it actually because it's a very
Yeah, I feel like if you show this to the average Netflix watcher, they'd think this was so boring.
yeah. But the thing is, the whole movie is just a big metaphor, right? And it's the way it's actually the way it's shown and the way it progresses throughout the whole film is like actually quite compelling. It's really well done. Honestly, the sound design in this film, which you would expect it to be really good, even watching this IFC DVD, I was fucking I hadn't seen the DVD in years. And for somebody that has done exactly what's going on in that studio, that's what I went to school for. I have a degree in sound engineering. And so I used to record guys with Foley and stuff. One of my favorite things to do, like I could go to the studio sound libraries and just, insert sounds into films that I was working on and stuff like that. That's all cool. But recording Foley straight and doing the sounds is so awesome. But one of my favorite things to do when I was in school and past and working on films was doing your own sounds, go out into the real world and actually literally record sounds, right? And then take it back in, upload it, chop all the sounds up and just use that into films and stuff. One of my biggest complaints about sound engineers and the way Hollywood's so lazy with sound effects is like what I always use as an example is when you hear tires screeching on gravel.
Yeah, right.
Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Like you're watching a fucking $700 million film and they got screeching on gravel. I'm like, bro, and wrong gunshot sounds. That's
Yeah,
another
the
thing that drives
wrong
me nuts.
gunshot sound one bothers me a lot too, which I'm not like an expert on gunshot sounds, but I know that certain guns do not
Yeah,
sound like you're not gonna
absolutely.
have a like M1 Garand that sounds like a fucking machine gun or something, you know what I mean?
There's a scene in this
That has a
film where
very distinct sound.
exactly. There's a scene in this film where there's a character that's kind of like falling off a building or whatever. And the sound effect of the person falling is so simple. It's literally just a blanket where you just kind of fucking shake and, kind of get that
Yeah.
sound, right? And then the sound of, cutting open a watermelon. And there's a really great scene in the film where the Foley artist, and I love the fact that he's so quiet about it. He's so unvocal, and it's done intentionally though, too, right? Because he's the one making all the noises, but he's so quiet in reality, right? Where he chops up this watermelon and our main character, sound engineer, is kind of sitting there and he brings it over and he's like handing him a piece of watermelon. He just like chopped up for the sound effect. It's kind of awkward and shit, but it works so well and it works right into the whole metaphor. But I think this movie is definitely something that I could see being taken the wrong way if you don't really understand what's going on. And if you're not interested, like you said before, if you're not interested in doing that type of work, for me, it resonates perfectly because this is exactly what I used to do, recording on tape and, just sitting on that fucking, that 48 track board or something like that and just Oh man, I absolutely love that shit. But it's not all glamour and glitz. Like what you're seeing there is, the recording process. You're not seeing all the setup, which takes fucking hours, bro. You're always constantly setting up shit and setting up sounds. And oh my god. And then there's a whole process of chopping it up, and it takes
Mhm.
forever. It takes forever
And
to do
even
it.
like when they find their studio like destroyed with all like I'm just like, dude,
Horrible, horrible.
I don't even know. Like I would quit right there. I'd be like, it's over, bro. We lost the movie. Like there's no going back, bro. Could you imagine all that work and then having to redo it? And like if there's something you did that was really good, like just like the pressure of trying to even recreate it, and if it's slightly off, it's just gonna feel bad the entire time. Like fuck that. But Toby Jones, the actor who plays fucking Gilderoy, he's actually really good in this, man. He does a great job. I was like, where did
Really
I
good.
see this guy before? And I turns out I've seen him in a bunch of stuff, but The Mist was the movie I was thinking of that I saw him in.
Yep.
He's in The Mist. He's
Yeah.
I think one of the like store workers.
Yeah.
But it's so funny, like his Toby Jones, he looks like a fucking Toby. Like if I was like, what's this guy's name? I'd probably say
Because he looks like a man child. Exactly. No grown man should ever be called Toby.
um but yeah, so I give Berberian Sound Studio an 8 out of 10. Think it's pretty awesome. I unfortunately did not get, and I was actually really looking forward to the goddamn special features on here too, because this is like the kind of movie where you want to hear about like the thought process and like
Yeah.
and how they did shit. Like this is actually one of the movies where I was, sometimes I dread doing the special features, even though I end up enjoying them. I was actually really looking forward to checking them out,
Man,
and
I
I
would have
just like,
loved. I think if I was doing this film, which I kind of like, I would have loved to have watched all the features. Like this one has a little bit of features and stuff. It actually has some extended scenes and alternate scenes and stuff like that on the DVD here.
dude, I completely intended on it. Like I was taking a half day of work today just so I could come home and binge the features. And just some stuff got messed up and I ended up not being able to do that. But yeah, that was like I literally planned on checking out all these features.
Yeah, like
But
I would have definitely checked out the commentary because just to hear the insight
yeah.
of like how they did the metaphor and stuff. But I think it's really interesting.
So
One thing
did
to
you
note.
not pick this one up?
No, I said I'll just wait for because like at the
Yeah.
time I was like I think I'd grabbed so many things on that those releases or whatever, and I was like I'll just wait for a sale on this one. Um, but I think there was. Did you catch what they called the film that he was working on, or not that he was that he was working on in the film?
Yeah, but I forget what it was
It's called
called.
the Equestrian Vortex. The Equestrian Vortex, and it's obviously like a fucking giallo
Mhm.
because they talk about
Yeah.
like how he's like, oh, because he mentions in the film, he's like, I thought I was coming here to work on an equestrian film because like that's the type of shit
Yeah.
that he would do, like, but it's actually like a
Mhm.
giallo because the name is like so pointless to like the actual
Yeah.
film kind of thing, right? It's like, but I really love like, oh man, the sound design in this film and the way the characters react to it and stuff. I think the whole sequences of them recording the screams is so interesting.
Mhm.
It's interesting because it's obviously playing into their metaphor, but it's also one of the hardest things to record. People can't scream. This is why you end up hearing the same screams in a lot of big movies because there's a
Mhm.
few good screams that have been
The
recorded.
Wilhelm.
Yeah, and then I always call it the flatliner scream. The scream that you hear in the beginning of the film, that scream has been used in every fucking movie and known to man. And I always remember that was the first film I ever remember hearing that scream. And I remember going through when I was in school and I was going through the library and I was checking out screams. I was working on this Dracula film, this vampire film. And I came across that scream and I was like, really? It's just in the library. But I had the Universal Library. I had all these different type of sound libraries that I could take sounds from if we weren't recording fully, which we were there to do too. But it's fucking awesome, man. I was like, that's crazy. That's the sound
And
that everybody uses, man.
another thing too is last thing that I'll mention is that I forgot in my review is they actually do a really good job with like the way they have the characters talking which language they're speaking at which time and stuff, because it ends up playing in later in the movie too. But it also is just
Cool.
really, it feels very seamless of like how they'll go from speaking in English to Italian and stuff like that. And it never feels like distracting or weird. It feels like you're in that studio. And like that's just how sometimes they're gonna talk in Italian, sometimes they're gonna talk in English. I liked how it felt. It was really cool.
I think it was like a double meaning though too, because I think it's obvious why they were talking Italian, because he was dealing with an Italian filmmaker, and his people around him are all Italians, right? So they're going to speak like that.
But it's also like to keep him like not privy to like everything.
Of course, that too. But it's also like, we've all seen a million Italian films. You ever watch those cuts of Italian where they just didn't have the dubs, and then like if you're watching the English dub and then it cuts into Italian because they didn't have that part,
right? Yeah,
that's kind of what you feel like you're watching in this film though too. It's like it cuts into Italian and it's English, so
right. And then also just like to sort of make the character feel like on the outs too, and just like not really like a fish out of water type thing.
Right.
But yeah, so Berberian Sound Studio, the Blu-ray looks great, by the way. So I definitely recommend upgrading it. And I think that anybody that's like sort of on the fence about it, I think that it's totally worth picking up. Like this is a great release.
So what did you rate that one?
8 out of 10.
Yeah, I give it 9. I think it's fantastic. I just rewatching this thing a couple nights ago. I was just like, oh my God, I want to do this so bad right now. I just want to sit in the studio.
Did it make you, did you like almost like forget that you liked it that much? Or like,
I knew that I liked it, and that's kind of why I revisited, because I was like, well, I know GP's going to talk about it. And like, but then revisiting it kind of just like, it just re-upped my love for it. Because I knew I liked this movie, but man, it just makes me want to get back into a studio and just record. I love working Foley artists, like doing ADR and all that type of stuff. I love that type of shit, like just doing sound. I would rather do sound working on films than working with artists, because I recorded probably about 10, 15 EPs with bands and stuff. I don't like working with artists because they all think they're Axl Rose and they're a bunch of pieces of shit. So, but when you're working with you know, like voice actors and doing sound, it's totally different. They're not trying to be this like the star and stuff. It's just, it is what it is. Totally different. So but anyways, so my pick for this week is a film from 1989, and it is from VHS Shitfest, and it's called Marley's Revenge. So this is a film that I completely forgot I'd even watched before. So I go to log it on Letterboxd, and I was like, really? I had a rating of 3 out of 10 on it. And
3 out of 10?
Yeah.
God damn. Why would you pick this?
I'm thinking what happened was I'd watched like a really bad YouTube VHS transfer of it, and it was just terrible, right? It's hard to appreciate a movie when you're watching such bad quality sometimes. I'm like, fuck. Probably couldn't.
Oh yeah, I remember like one of the first shows that we did like a top 10 wise was 1976. And dude, I'm fucking telling you, bro, back then, like there were no fucking releases for these movies. Like, I mean, like now there's a lot more for 76, but I remember back then, dude, it was like there was like 10 Blu-rays and it was just like find them on YouTube and the gutter after that. And I remember watching shit like Rattlers and stuff and just being like so fucking, the quality's so shit, and just then I watched that movie like years later and the quality's still shit, but I was like, I probably like this if it wasn't like shit quality. Like if this came out on like a Blu-ray right now, I'd probably watch it and be like, wow, what a like underappreciated movie from the 70s.
Even the Tenet was years
happen.
From a Blu-ray when you did that show.
Yeah, the Tenet. The fucking
now, like if you look at our top 10 list from 1976, I think there's maybe 1 or 2 films. Like Death Weekend, I don't think has a fucking Blu-ray release.
Because I remember that show
doesn't even have any release. Actually, it doesn't have any release.
That show is the first
German
time I'd ever heard of the Tenet, and you guys, and like I wanted to see it, and I was like, remember like searching for a release. Like, this is bullshit. You can't even release this. And I remember renting it because I got so impatient. I like waited years, and then I rented it and fell asleep. I fell asleep while I was watching
this is my list, right? Burnt Offerings didn't have a Blu-ray yet. Alice, Sweet Alice didn't have a Blu-ray yet.
Yeah,
Lipstick didn't have a Blu-ray yet. Little Girl Who Lives Down the Lane didn't have a Blu-ray yet. Eaten Alive didn't have a Blu-ray yet. The Tenet didn't have a Blu-ray yet. So that's just my top 10. So even like really more popular movies didn't have fucking Blu-rays. Like, it was insane, bro.
Yeah. So there's a German Blu-ray of Death Weekend.
Yeah,
How does that shit look?
pretty good. It's widescreen. Or I'll go grab it real quick.
That's fucking wild, man. I didn't even know that. It's crazy. I don't know what the deal is with that film, to be honest. I know the Germans always end up releasing pretty much everything at some point, but you don't know if it's completely on the level, but it is what it is. But I mean, I would still be down with that because I feel like that's just one that's just not coming out. It's weird. Anyways, Marley's Revenge. Like I said, I had seen this one apparently before. I think it was a Patreon pick on 22 Shots and completely didn't remember it. So I'm watching this going, look, I think I watched the whole movie going, I don't remember a fucking thing. And I watched it obviously in the last 7 years because it was logged. So that's crazy. Basically, it's about these two guys that are buddies. We got Alan and Gary, and they decide that they want to smuggle in Gary's aunt and uncle from Haiti. So they're kind of on the run because his uncle did something on this plantation and stuff like that, but he wasn't really the bad guy, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, so they have a contact. So their aunt and uncle are coming in on this boat and they have a contact that's, going to contact them and, kind of set up the whole smuggling of people into the country and stuff like that. Anyways, they end up going to this bar in the beginning of the film and it's like the goofiest shit ever. They're trying to find their contact and shit like that. Anyways, they end up going to camp out. And so they're going to well, we're going to camp out here. We're going to wait for the contact and stuff like that. Meanwhile, on the flip side, you have these like vigilante dudes that are out on the hunt for drug smugglers. And so the backstory is with one of the guys that his wife and kid was killed by some drug dealers or something like that. So they've taken upon themselves to go all vigilante on all drug dealers and stuff like that. So when they capture these drug dealers, they take them to an island and they execute them. Anyways, they end up capturing Alan and Gary thinking that they're smuggling drugs, but in fact, they're actually smuggling humans. So they take him to this island to execute them. Anyways, the aunt and uncle end up making it to this island and stuff like that. And the aunt ends up getting killed. And of course, Marley, who is the uncle, hence the name of the film, he's a voodoo priestess. Anyways, he conjures up this like big ass monster and he conjures up like all these zombies, which are the dead drug dealers from, previous kills and stuff like that. And now it just, they all wreak havoc on this island. Everyone has to try to survive this shit. So it's completely ridiculous premise, but kind of enjoyable.
When they're like 84 zombies.
Yeah, they say it's like 84. There's tons of zombies.
Think about that. Those motherfuckers killed and executed 84 fucking people.
Yeah, vigilante and never got caught.
That is a ruthless.
Dude, that's some very sneak attack vigilanteism right there. You kill that many people and never get caught. Like, that's pretty fucking wild, right? I mean, one of the dudes is a cop, though, I think. Like, he's a dirty cop and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So but anyways, these guys got away with a lot of shit. But anyways, pretty much the whole film takes place on this island, like in the dark and stuff like that. So my thoughts on the film, it is actually pretty damn goofy. And so I watched two different cuts of this film. So the one I'm talking about right now is the home video, like the video release, not the VHS release. So this release. And like the tone of the film is actually quite goofy. So you have these two characters where Gary, who is the black guy, and then you got Alan's the white guy. Gary's the dude that's bringing his family from Haiti. He's very serious, and he's pretty annoyed by he's pretty annoyed by Alan because Alan is like taking on this persona of like Africa Dan. He shows up pretending he's like this archaeologist named Africa Dan, and he has this like survival guide and shit like that. It's absolutely fucking ridiculous. Actually, speaking of that, so here's Marley's Revenge, and then here's the flip side of the Blu-ray, and this is actually the cover of the manual that's in the movie. Pretty cool, and it's got like all this shit on here.
Cheapest fucking manual you could ever like try and create for a movie.
Oh, totally, 100%. Actually, they even talk about this in the special features, and where the booklet actually had. There's a scene where he's driving and he's like, he's talking and stuff like that. He had all his lines written in there. was reading his lines on
Genius.
And so that apparently the booklet was just cut out like Reader's Digest pages and stuff they put in there, and they just made a cover front and back for it and stuff like that. But it's so funny because like Alan kind of reminds me of this really dorky survivalist that looks like Buddy Holly. His glass, like he just kind of reminds me of Buddy Holly. It's like bizarre, and he's very obnoxious and very ridiculous and stuff like that. But and then like I said, on the flip side, you got the nephew Gary, who is super serious, and it's a pretty fun dynamic. But like getting to the nitty gritty of the film, it takes a little bit. This one runs, I think, around 80 minutes or something like that. Probably takes about half the film before they actually get there. And then when things start going down, it gets pretty interesting because I wasn't expecting him to have like this huge ass monster get resurrected and stuff. And it's kind of cool because the monster looks like a decrepit, bony, like Tyrannosaurus Rex from like prehistoric times.
Did you ever see the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie from 1995?
I have seen it before, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Does the scene where the Rangers get sent to that planet and they fight those like bone monsters?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what they
that
fucking
scene.
look like in Marley's
just-
Revenge.
I never
I
thought
just
of that.
remember you ooze, you lose, baby.
Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much kind of what it looks like. And then you got zombies and shit like that. So this movie, like I said, it's more of a horror comedy. It's pretty goofy at times. It's not really relying on blood and gore and stuff like that. It's not one of those type of films. But it is weird because when you're watching this version of the film, the tone is goofy, but then it switches at one point when these vigilantes actually shoot like right in the head with a gun. You're like, what the fuck? Like she just gets capped off like that. You're like, what the fuck? It's all serious for me. You're like, okay, that's crazy. And then of course Marley does his thing and does some weird shit and resurrects everything. But yeah, so you're not going to see like a lot of blood and gore. There's none of that type of shit. The director has said he was a big fan of George A. Romero and he kind of wanted to do a zombie film, but he liked monster movies too. So he wanted to incorporate everything, which he did. He kind of incorporated everything. I'm not 100% positive. They never did say in any of the interviews if it was purposely done that there was a black lead in the film, hence Night of the Living Dead, because that's what his direct inspiration was. But I'm assuming maybe, but then again, I have no idea. I'm just kind of assuming things. But
It'd be a little weird to have like a white lead that dealt with a voodoo.
yeah,
Right?
for sure. But yeah, overall, I mean, it's a quick watch. It's goofy, it's fun, it's entertaining. There's a lot of really interesting characters, and I thought like even the designs and stuff, and like I honestly, after finishing the film and watching the features, gained such an appreciation for the actual filmmaking of this and like how they created everything. It's it's micro budget filmmaking at its best. Like how they accomplished everything here. Pretty cool stuff. But I mean, the whole film, I mean, like I said, like you're not getting crazy kills and it's none of that type of stuff. It's pretty shoestring budget and stuff like that. But Marley's Revenge is actually quite fun. I don't know what the hell I was watching before. Probably, like I said, a real shit transfer and stuff like that. But it's very entertaining for what it is. I honestly was having a blast watching. I'm like, what the fuck was I watching? But so Marley's Revenge, special features on it. So they have an interview with the director, who is Jet Eller, and so watching this film, I was like, this must be shot on like 8mm or something like that. It was shot on 16mm, like full coat, which is like got the the sound on top. It's like a double layer type thing, and it was shot over 2 years, like in 86, 87. It was released in 1989, which I thought was pretty interesting, and it kind of like took over everyone's lives for like 2 years because they really only shot on the weekends and it had to be at night and stuff like that. A lot of really cool little tidbits about the film, like how they built the monster in this. So they took these flotation devices that were like on this river, they kind of like buoys, but they're like made out of stuff that you could like scalp. And so the guy that designed that the guy that they hired to design the thing, he took these things and he literally scalped these things from like a pocket knife. The whole fucking monster was sculpted from these flotation devices from this river. I thought that was so crazy. So basically it cost him nothing to do. This guy he was an artist. He drew like a bunch of stuff for the film. And so I think he actually ended up doing this too. Like he did this but he did all that. And the way the zombies look, I thought this was really interesting. So they went and bought a bunch of like secondhand clothes, and they buried all the clothes for 3 months before they started filmmaking to get like the dirty look and shit like that.
Dude.
Yeah. And so they did that, and like that's how they did that. Just shoestring type, filmmaking and stuff like that. But like the stories are really good. Actually, the interview is really cool. It's about a 27-minute interview, and he really goes, and he doesn't talk about anything else but the actual movie. Like you watch a lot of special features with directors, and they talk about their whole career and all their past, and like all this type of stuff. He talks about this film, all the people that are involved with it, like the producers and everybody and stuff, and tell some pretty cool stories, like how their film was the very first film ever shown. Like I think it was like the biggest TV at the time, like on Disneyland. Whatever, they had like this big promo thing for it. They had like a big setup for like this big promo, and it was the very first thing that was ever shown on at the time, the largest TV in the world. I thought that was kind of cool. They almost had George C. Scott do a cameo in the film. Can you believe that? He was working on a film at the time. Somebody knew him and stuff like that, and they tried to get him, but his schedule wouldn't. He was actually going to do it, but
God, what the fuck would he would have played? Would he have been like the cop?
They were just going to write a part for him, like maybe he was going to be on the side of the road or whatever. Just have him like
They should have made him
That's
Marley.
wild.
like a 2-second thing, like, and he's like, it didn't work out, so we didn't end up writing the part and stuff like that. And it was like, it kind of sucked, but he was in the
You
area
just like
filming this.
forever starring fucking who was it?
George C. Scott.
George C.
George C.
Scott. They would have
Scott.
made millions of dollars if he had like literally 10 seconds.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, do you
What a
remember the
missed
bar scene?
opportunity.
So there's a really crazy story with the bar scene in this. So the original sound guy, that they'd pretty much recorded like this whole movie with. Anyways, he couldn't show up for like the last session. And so they had this other sound guy come in, and he fucked up. So he basically put the reels that they had shot the sound for within the bar scenes and recorded over for the last scene. He recorded over all this shit. So they had to go in after the fact and basically dub everything. So if you notice when you watch this film, everything is kind of done post in that bar scene because everything they had to redub. So if you watch the film, everything was recorded sound wise. But that one whole bar scene, they had to go and re-record and do ADR and stuff like that because this guy fucking recorded over all the recordings of like 5 weeks or whatever. It was fucking absolutely insane. But that bar scene, they tell the story about they didn't have smoke machines. They rent out this bar, and everyone pretty much is all local people. Everyone involved in the film is like non-actors and stuff like that. And which I think a lot of people do really good jobs in this. But I thought this story actually cracked me up, and I thought I had to tell this because so they didn't have a smoke machine. So they went and bought like a couple cartons of cigarettes, and they lit every cigarette in the place.
Oh
and they just had smoke
dude.
from cigarettes, and they closed all the doors. And
Oh
that's how they
my
created the
God.
smoke. It was like, oh my God, that's fucking crazy. I couldn't believe I was actually laughing watching this interview. I was like, that is fucking wild to me, man.
That is brutal.
And Buddy was saying like Donnie Broom, the white guy in the film that plays like the the white obnoxious character. He's like, I was a smoker at the time, and he's like, I was gagging, I was dying in there.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like even as a like former smoker myself, like
yeah, it's rough.
that just sounds horrible.
But like they tell it's a really good interview. It really kind of opens you up your eyes to the whole filmmaking and stuff. And then they have an interview with Alvin Johnson and Donnie Broom, the two lead characters in the film. They tell stories about how they were like, they were friends actually from elementary school and stuff. And they up to this point, and then they didn't see each other until 30 years. And when they were doing these interviews for VHS Fest, that was the first time in 30 years that even seen each other. And so they were kind of reminiscent and stuff, but they tell some pretty cool stories and shit like that. So but then I'll get into the alternate cut here. So I did watch the alternate cut of the film too, which is about 8 minutes shorter than the original cut of the film. It's called the VHS alternate cut or whatever. So it's kind of interesting because right away I noticed that the music was different, which is a lot better. The music is a lot better in this. The sound is remixed, and it sounds a lot better. And like I said, it's 8 minutes shorter, but the whole tone of the movie's changed. The music isn't as goofy. They cut out some of the goofiness. The movie actually plays out a lot more serious than the actual cut that you're probably used to. So, Tony, if you like this movie, check out the other cut of it. It's totally darker. It doesn't play off like really goofy and shit. I was like, this is the cut that I actually prefer.
Oh, damn.
It's
Holy
wild.
shit.
It's so weird how a score and you cut out a little bit of goofiness can change the whole complexity of film. There's not really like alternate cuts and stuff like that, and they just cut shit and they do things a little bit differently, but it's more about the tone that and like how it's presented totally changes.
That's how
the
I
film.
feel about like dub tracks. Like
Yeah.
and like take a Hong Kong movie for instance. The original like Mandarin track or Cantonese is way different than if you listen to the English dub. It's a completely different experience.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And
And it's
like,
awesome having every like version possible on a disc.
yeah, I 100% agree. And like, it's so weird because this was the VHS cut. So this was the one that was released on probably a super rare DVD or Blu-ray. I mean, VHS. And this was like, I guess like their theatrical, the version that they shown or whatever, that's like the original one. Pretty cool, man. Pretty cool that even exists. I was like, that's fucking wild.
Yeah,
But that
that's
they even
cool.
did
I just
like two cuts.
assumed it was the same thing, just in VHS form.
That's what I thought too. And I right away when I popped it in, I was like, this music's different. What the fuck? Way better. And it sounds better.
Did you pick up that killer Blu-ray from TerraVision
I
from
did, yeah.
1989
Yeah.
also?
I still haven't watched it yet.
Dude, it's the same exact fucking situation. The remastered version is not as good as the VHS version because the VHS version has a great synth soundtrack and all this other shit.
Wow. That's
Wow.
really interesting. See, this is why, like, I mean, you got to check out fucking features and stuff like that. Pretty cool. So that, yeah. So getting the features I just talked about, it's a new transfer from the original 1-inch Video Master. Talked about the alternate VHS cut, which is really good. I thought it was really cool. I didn't check out the commentary, but I checked out the interviews with Jet Eller, which is the director, and then the interviews with Alan Johnson and Donnie Broom. 2 leads, pretty cool. Those are about 25 minutes to 30 minutes a piece. Pretty good stuff, actually, pretty entertaining. Then there is a bonus movie called Feed the Trolls, full-length 77-minute film from 2010. This is Jet Eller's final film that he had done. He's still alive, but he only did 3 films. He did, this one in 89. Then he did Night Feeders, I think it was in 2006 or something like shit like that. I have a DVD of it. I remember
I
liking
have
the
it
movie.
too. And
I know.
haven't watched it.
I don't remember. I've seen it, but so I ended up watching this before I even watched Marley's Revenge. And it's a movie called Feed the Trolls. And it's from, like I said, 2010. And it's pretty interesting because it's basically a very Hitchcockian type, like contained film. It follows like a middle-aged woman. She's about 40 years old. And her husband, who is a preacher, is gone for the weekend to go do a conference. So she's at home alone. And what do 40-year-old white women do on a Friday night when their husbands are gone? Naturally, they go on the
Make
internet.
out.
No, they go on the internet and
They flick the bean, is that what you said?
they flick the bean. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
what I thought.
Yeah, well, that's gross. But
What? Is
so
that what
anyway,
guys do when the wife's away too?
oh, fuck yeah, dude. I did
Yeah.
like 3 times a day.
Like, man, I can watch porn on my
Actually,
TV
it's actually
tonight.
kind of ironic because my wife actually is
I watched
leaving.
porn on my TV 2 nights ago, dude.
My wife is actually leaving tomorrow morning for the weekend, so I'll be all over the house. But
You know what that means? Porn with volume.
so no, I don't want
With volume.
But anyways, so it's about this lady, and she's trying to figure out something to do. Anyways, she's on the internet, and she's like always on these like cooking kind of website, but it has a forum, so you can talk on the internet, right? And she's on there and stuff, and someone starts, saying some mean stuff to her and stuff like that, and she starts replying, kind of feeding the troll, right? Anyways, one thing leads to another, and it kind of gets like nasty and shit like that. And the person's like, I know some shit about you, and she's like, what the fuck? I got nothing to hide, blah blah blah. And it keeps kind of going like that, right? And then you get all
Did
these
she
reveals.
say you went to Cranbrook? That's a private school.
What was the dude's screen name again? Wasn't some stupid like John Gacy 666 or
Yeah,
some
well,
stupid shit?
I think the end one that they end up using with John Gacy, or yeah, something like that, 666. And because so she ends up calling her friend. She turns out to be like a moderator on there. She starts banning this person, but he keeps coming back and coming back and coming back and stuff. But it's kind of funny when you look at the situation. It's like, someone was fucking with you on the internet, just get the fuck off the forum, bro. But you can't let it go because it turns out she actually is hiding something. So I thought this was actually pretty decent, man. I was not expecting anything from this at all. And I was like completely enthralled in the story, and I was like, okay, this is interesting, and it's super low budget, and I'm like, this is really good. What did you watch this?
Yeah, I watched it.
Did you like it?
I thought it was okay. I mean, I didn't like it as much as you. I
I
definitely
really
caught the
liked it.
Hitchcockian thing. It's basically like how I took it. It was like almost like a feature length Hitchcockian PSA. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It just felt like a
yeah, stay off the
PSA to
fucking
me.
internet. Like if you got some shit, but like I thought it was actually kind of cool, like the way the shit goes down in the end, because I don't know. I guess I wasn't expecting those twists and turns to actually play out like that. It was weird because like right away I was like, this is totally
Oh
Hitchcock.
yeah, you don't expect that type of shit.
No, I was like totally taken back by this, but I was kind of enthralled by it because the graphics on the internet were like, this is taking place in 2010. I felt like it was like 1995 AWOL or something. Like it just felt like that to me because they obviously can't use like the real shit, right? So you got to create some stuff for that. But I don't know what it was, man. Like these type of like very contained films with these stories, like Dial M for Murder is actually one of my all-time favorite Hitchcock films because it's like it
Yeah, I
kind of
like that one a
reminds
lot
me of
too.
that. It's very contained, it's very like in that moment, and like,
Yeah,
and I was instantly thinking about that, and I was like, wow, this is not bad. Like I could see
yeah,
people thinking whatever, but I just, maybe I watched it right at the right time. I was really enthralled by it, but I just thought it was kind of interesting how she is the type of person in the beginning of the film not to have that type of past. You know what I mean? And to be married to a pastor, which I can relate to because my wife's dad is a pastor, and like I don't know, just the whole thing was just kind of clicking for me. I thought it was pretty well done, pretty interesting. Quick watch, 77 minutes, but I thought they did the job pretty well. And then I watched a short film on here called Dummy from 1978. It's about 25 minutes long. His very first go at like filmmaking and stuff like that. This was absolutely hilarious because the sound in this was so bad, and there's no subtitles, that I probably only got about 10% of what they were actually saying, but you don't really need to understand what they're saying because you get what's going on. So basically it's about this dude. He's got this dog and he's supposed to give it away. Anyways, the person doesn't take the dog. He ends up with this dump, and he ends up finding like this full-size dummy that fucking looks like David Hess. 100% looks like
I
David Hess. It's absolutely so funny. Anyways, so he brings
have
this
some
up.
David Hess for you later.
Yeah, so he fucking takes us back to his house, and he fucks off. He goes off drinking. He comes back, roommate's dead. It's like, thing goes live, and it just ends up in carnage. But what I really liked about this short though was the dummy was done in fucking stop motion, and it actually looked pretty cool. But I couldn't stop laughing because every time they showed the dummy's face, it looked like David Hess to a T. I don't know if they molded it after him. I have no idea if it just ended up looking like him, but it looked like David Hess. I'm like, this is so great. It's about 25 minutes. It was fun. I mean, it's not great by any means. I mean, obviously, it's something I've always been very attracted to. I love dummy shit. Like when we did our hidden gems, like Devil Doll was one of my hidden gems because I love dummy shit. I think there needs to be more dummy stuff out there, but this was kind of a cool idea. It would have been awesome to see like a better version of this, but pretty cool stuff. But overall, man, Marley's Revenge, man, that's kind of it for the features here. Like I said, I watched the bonus. I ended up watching Marley's Revenge twice, a bonus film, and then all the features and stuff. It was like 6 hours worth of shit. Like
Can't
I'm
believe you
telling you.
didn't watch that DVD from 2006 just to really get the full experience.
Yeah.
It's also bullshit they didn't include that as a special feature too. Just make it like a nice little director package.
Right, right. But I mean, I highly recommend, man. If you like what you hear, man, it's honestly really fun. Marley's Revenge. I do recommend watching both cuts of the film just to kind of get the whole full feel of it, because that kind of took me for a loop a little bit. I was not expecting the alternate cut to be so damn different in tone, which I really respect, because great stuff. Great stuff. I mean, mad props to VH Shitfest for putting that type of work. And I'm loving this, the fact that like, everybody always talks about like Arrow Video and like, all these other companies with all their features and stuff, man. Some of these lower budget companies are doing better things. They really are. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
So great release. Marley's Revenge. I give it 7. And then the VHS cut, I give 8, actually. Actually
Nice.
improved.
I
Like
don't even think I picked that one up.
I just love this type of like regional independent. Such you can tell when you're watching this film how much heart was put into these movies. Like one thing that really cracked me up that in the film, there's a part where they're getting on the boat after Buddy takes the battery out. It's like such a stupid part. But anyways, they get back in the boat and you can see where the strings are holding the boat to the shore. Like they're supposed to be hidden, but like they want to keep the boat like by the shore. That was so funny, man. I laughed at that, man. It's like when you're watching like low budget films and something's supposed to be floating, but you can see the wires and the strings. It was kind of like, but they were holding the boat like that. Because they must have shot like on this river, and obviously there was a little bit of a current, right? But there's lots of really cool tidbits in the feature, so I don't want to give away, but really fun film, really fun stuff. So check it out, man. Africa Dan, Marley's Revenge, good stuff.
Sweet art on that too.
Yeah, really good stuff. Really good stuff. Yeah, another good one. Tony.
All right, before moving on, I grabbed that Blu-ray of Death Weekend. It's actually NSM Records put this out back in like 2020.
How did I ever miss this?
Doesn't look
That's one of my father's greatest films.
And what's really cool about this release is that they actually gave you two slipcovers, a German version and an English version that you could have. How fucking cool is that? With like different
That
art
is
choices
pretty
and
cool.
whatnot.
So where did you get that? Did you actually buy it from Amazon
No.
DE?
I got it on a Diabolic DVD.
Oh, fuck me, man. Damn. I wonder if they still have, they probably don't have copies still, but
And it looks nice too.
That's cool.
I mean, anything, I've only ever
It's
watched that film.
uncut. It's got English subtitles too. Like it's fucking perfect, honestly.
I mean, I've never seen the film in widescreen. I've only ever watched it in, the VHS transfers.
I
That's
can rip it
amazing.
onto my Vimeo page if you want to see it.
I would love to, man. Actually.
Okay. I'll put that aside then. But in the meantime, we about to talk about some porno movies.
Oh yeah,
So,
I'm so excited to hear what you have to say about this. I forgot you were reviewing this movie.
yeah, we're gonna talk about The Fireworks Woman, who this was put out by Quality X. And I think the only other movie that we've talked about from that sub-label is when Dan was on the show and he did Blonde Goddess. That like weird, like
Is that
almost
the one he
like
cried watching? Or was
No,
that?
that's
Oh, that was
Roommates.
roommates. Yeah.
oh yeah, that was also Quality X. So this is our third movie actually. But of course, this is the lone porno made by the incomparable Wes Craven, one of our favorite horror directors.
Good
This
old
came out in
Wes.
1975, in between Last House on the Left and The Hills Have Eyes. And this is a really weird little like religious, psychological, like horror movie type deal. Like I
Dude,
wasn't
it
even
is. It's actually I've seen this before, but I watched it on like some shitty like Russian website, and the quality was real like VHS-y and shit, and I didn't really remember it too much. But yeah, it actually is like super stylized and also very like dark in a way.
damn, you know you're a Wes Craven fan if you're fucking going on Russian like weird sites to go watch like some 240p version of this porno movie. But anyways, this movie's really cool. It actually opens up with Wes Craven in like a little skeleton like costume. It's like
He's
really
in it
weird
a
and like
bunch.
trippy. Yeah. He acts
He's
in
in
the
the
movie.
movie a bunch.
He doesn't fuck in the movie, unfortunately. But the movie opens with him like walking down a field with like this naked like little toddler girl and they like disappear. It like fades into nothing. So you already know you're getting into some weird like trippy supernatural type shit. And then the credits roll and during the credits it's just like this weird it's like a hippie dance party like throughout the entire opening credits and it ends with a bunch of fireworks. So after that
So
you get into the main. What's that?
is there a fireworks woman in particular?
No, the thing about the movie, and you'll notice this too when if you watch the Blu-ray, is that the original title is called The Fireworks Man, which makes a lot more
Oh,
sense because Wes
Because Wes
Craven
Craven
himself
plays that
is
character pretty much.
he's the Fireworks Man
I just
basically.
thought the fire. What's the title called? The
the
fire.
fuck-
Fireworks
The
Woman.
fireworks
Fireworks
woman.
woman was referring to her bomb ass pussy.
It
It
is.
being a
well, that's
pussy.
why I didn't
It's a
know if
double
like they were.
entendre.
Is it?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
I just
Being a porno, I
like
was like, it has to be like something to do with
I
some
just
bomb ass
figured
pussy.
there was a character that like was like the fireworks woman.
Fireworks.
So yeah, I mean it kind of works
Sounds like
both
his boss.
ways. Anyways, the Fireworks Woman that we're talking about, her name is Angela. And the movie starts off with her basically the movie is basically like told by voiceover and she's like basically just narrating the whole thing. And it starts out with her talking about like her relationship with her brother Peter and how close they were growing up and how she would always just like get like close to him and all this shit. But of course, in true porno fashion, they end up fucking each other, okay?
No, really?
And yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And this is of course is like what I was like most excited about. Like how the hell is Wes Craven gonna shoot some
Porn.
love scene? So you get the first sex scene in the first 8 minutes of the movie during like her talking about the history of like their relationship. And honestly, like I thought the love scenes in this movie were shot really well. Super like film like it's
Are they
almost like
actual love
take.
scenes?
What do you
It-
Because
mean?
when I'm watching
does have
porno,
a
I'm
lot.
thinking fucking. Like I don't think it's
Well,
fucking.
it's a love story, bro.
Yeah. Well, there's definitely fucking in this, and I'll get to that later. But yeah, like well when Angela and Peter are fucking, they're definitely making love. Let's be real
Mhm.
here.
Right.
They love each other, brother and sister. It doesn't matter. They have each other. But I thought what?
They're what? They're brother and sister?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
So yeah,
That's
it
the whole
opens
plot
with
of the
her talking.
movie.
Yeah, the whole plot of the movie is that they're in love with each other.
But he wants to be a priest.
So yeah, they fuck each other. And then what
Yeah.
happens is he feels the guilt from that. So he runs off to become a priest basically because he's like I can't believe I've done what I've
He
done.
needs to cleanse himself.
Yep.
Mhm.
And Angela, she goes off in a sailboat and then basically disappears for 4 years. And then they don't even see each other for 4 years. But 4 years later, she ends up coming back and he's a priest. Where am I at here? And she wants to get back with him. And of course, he's like, no, I can't do this. Like, I'm a man of the cloth now, this and that. And he tries to help her, like, repress her urges by getting her a job as a maid in this random
Which
house.
totally backfires.
And yeah, this
It's
is
a perfect setup
crazy.
to more fucking.
Oh, of course, like in true like porno fashion, but this is crazy because she ends up working at this house by this lady named Elizabeth, and she brings this guy Roger who looks just like Uncle Rico from fucking Napoleon Dynamite in here, and basically what they do, like she talks about how submissive she is and how she cannot say no. What they do, they proceed to basically seduce her and like mentally and physically abuse her. Like they take her outside and they like pull her pants down and make her piss like in front of them. And so she
Yeah,
like pulls
this
her
movie has
pants
like
down.
all the taboos, bro.
Right. She's
Got the water
pissing and like
sports.
yeah,
Like they
Elizabeth is
show
like
the pissing?
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
fucking straight pussy out stream. The Elizabeth
Ugh.
woman's like taking her hands in there and playing with it.
Wes.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Dude, this sounds amazing.
Dude, it's fucking
It kind of
crazy.
is, dude.
And then they take her back to the house and they have a threesome scene. But before they like in the middle of like fucking each other, they're like whipping her and abusing her and shit like this. There's a part where during this scene where she's like bent over backwards and the Roger guy takes this like horse whip handle and starts like penetrating her pussy with it.
And
It's
then the other
fucking
chick goes
crazy.
and sits on her face.
Yeah. Yeah. I have that somewhere. Oh yeah, she sits on her face while he penetrates her with like the horse whip. And it's really weird, like the music in this movie is really strange because like during the sex scenes with her and Peter, they play this very like classical like orchestral tune, which is really popular. I don't know what it's called, but if you've heard it, you would know because you've heard that shit 100 million times. It's probably public domain. But during this scene, it's like super weird, like synthy atmospheric music. More.
That's a weird blend. That's such a weird blend.
But yeah, like is that whole scene I thought was really weird, and it gave me Last House on the Left vibes. Just the
Okay,
way
so
that,
do you
yeah, go
know
ahead.
that David Hess does the music in this?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
like
Like they actually use the same songs from Last House on the Left in this movie. There's a lot of crazy
Yeah, like
scenes in
there's actually
here.
like David Hess, like his band or whatever, like singing and shit. It's like it actually says in the subtitles, like it says like, but did it say Hessing or something? I don't know. It said something about David Hess in the
well, that's
subtitles
kind of fucking
for
weird
the
how I just
series.
brought up David Hess in the last
That's why I
review.
said we'll show you some David Hess
That's
later.
so weird,
Right.
man. Weird.
There's a lot of scenes in this movie that reminds me of movies that came out after it. But I'll get to that later. So after this threesome, she goes back to Peter at the church to try and be like, please take me back, this and that, and he rejects her again. And that's basically the plot of this movie is Angela going to different people and fucking them in different ways, and then going back to Peter and being like, please come back to me.
But there's also another taboo thing in here. There is like a rape scene.
Oh yeah.
So,
So
so I'm just thinking, like, why
Wowzers.
why was this movie made with such a generic narrative?
Dude, shut up.
Dude, this thing sounds batshit, man. I'm
It is.
oh
completely
yeah,
It
joking.
it's
is
fucking
bad shit.
I'm
crazy.
completely joking, man. Like, obviously, it sounds pretty out there, but it sounds like something I would actually watch.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
would
that's
It's got
definitely
pretty
pissing in
wild.
it. I like the piss porn, so
like especially
Ugh.
for fans of Wes Craven, like you see like shades
A
of like
lot of
his
Wes
work.
Craven in there,
There's
bro.
this movie is such a Wes Craven movie. It's fucking crazy.
Which is like why it's kind of like sad. Like I think like if he was still alive today, like he kind of disowned this movie, but like how like fandom has went and how like collector's editions and like people care about your like all your work type thing. I think he would be more interested to talk about this like if
so
he
it's
was still
interesting.
alive
So
now.
why did this movie come about? Like, he did this after
Last House. Sean
after
S.
last time,
Cunningham produce it has a producer credit on here as
and he did
well.
it just before The Hills, right? Like, this
Mhm.
is
Yeah.
75, right? So it's like in between it. So was it because he just needed money, or like what?
Well, I
Yeah,
did.
that's all it
I
was.
heard. Yeah, I heard that in his like. I read like a couple, like a book or two about him, like not his biography, but like someone else doing it. And I do know there were a couple periods in his life where he was like so broke that he had to like sell his cars and stuff like that.
Right.
And one of the times was right before he did Elm Street, where he took The Hills Have Eyes Part Two job because he
And
was
he
so
took the
broke.
TV
But
movie
another
too.
time was in between this where he was really broken, was struggling super bad financially, like trying to get work.
Yeah,
And the
makes
most
sense.
fucked up thing too is that Last House on the Left actually made a lot of money, but it also like killed his career because it was such a taboo movie that nobody even wanted to hire him to do anything else.
Right.
So that's
Yeah,
why he
makes
died.
sense.
That's why he did this to like get something going, and then they went and did Hills Have Eyes after this with the same exact like producing crew and whatnot.
Right.
Damn, that's
Right.
so sick. The same producing crew that the Hills Have Eyes did this.
Yeah, but yeah,
So
like with
awesome.
each little sexual escapade that she goes through, the more she like slowly like loses her fucking sanity, and it like
Mhm.
becomes like a weird like possession type movie where people are like being possessed by lust, and like specifically her because like anytime anybody's around her, they're just so completely like hypnotized and transfixed by this woman. like after like the third or fourth like fuck scene, she goes and visits the doctor and she's like, there's something wrong with me. And he's just like, no, there's nothing wrong with you. You're 100% normal. And then like when she leaves that doctor's office and you're like watching her walk down the street, like literally everybody like turns their head and looks at her, either like
It's kind of
gawking as
creepy.
in, yeah, like I want to fuck you or like I want to kill you if you're like another woman. And then that leads to a weird little rape scene. So she's like walking along the docks and these two like weird fishermen, they're so obsessed, like this old man named Charlie, he like tries to jump her. And then another fisherman takes a giant fish, hits Charlie over the fucking head, and saves her. And this guy, know what he does? He proceeds to rape her himself.
On a
Jesus.
fucking pile of ice.
And the most fucked up thing, well, this isn't fucked up. This is also like honestly really interesting. The name of the rapist is Fred, and he's got a red and black like coat on. Isn't that
Yep.
really weird?
Fred.
No, it's awesome.
Bro,
Because you
that's
know that,
crazy.
yeah, because
I
you
mean,
know he pulled
Krug,
that shit from childhood.
right, and he kept with it. Like, I mean, this is the second time that he did it because Krug in Last House is named after Freddy Krueger as well.
Right, right.
And obviously Nightmare on Elm Street, but like that really it was traumatic to him. Like he's stuck in he thought of like the worst person in this movie and he named him Fred because that to him was the word his bully, you know what I mean? So pretty interesting. Yeah, that was also something that I was like, wow, that is like I bet a lot of people don't know that because they haven't seen this shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And that shit's so fucking cool.
Hmm.
But then yeah, like after that scene, she goes back to her house and she starts like having like recollection of like all the past like sex experiences she had throughout the movie. And she has like a psychotic break. And then there's this scene where she's completely naked in this empty attic room and she starts like fingering herself while thinking that it's actually Peter doing it to her. And during this is like when you start hearing like David Hess songs like being played like while she's doing it to herself during this scene. And this scene I thought was really interesting because like the further along it goes, the crazier it gets, and she starts like writhing on the floor. And it like reminded me so much of like the scene from Possession with like Isabel Adjani like writhing in the fucking subway. Like she's just like writhing and like fucking like
Yeah.
gyrating and all this shit while going through that. And then as soon as like that scene is over and she like climaxes or whatever, she like gets back on the voiceover and says that she feels possessed without him in her life. I'm like, this is such like weird fucking shit going on here. But then it culminates basically. There's this really interesting scene. Honestly just like spoiling the entire movie. But I feel like I have to talk about these to like really truly try and sell this to people.
Mhm.
Wes Craven basically plays like the devil in this movie. He's like the devil on her shoulder. And like towards the climax, she seeks
Is,
advice and
is
she
he the
talks
guy
to Wes
wearing
Craven.
the top hat and skeleton outfit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking
So
at it
it
right now. I'm about to buy this in February.
How's the
yeah, there
production value for this? Like, is it pretty like decent production? Like a Craven
yeah,
film?
it
Like
looks
even
nice. It's
Yeah, I'm looking at the
You know what it
screenshots
looks
right
like?
now.
It looks like
good.
about the production of like Last House on the Left.
okay, well that's
yeah.
fine. Yeah.
But yeah, like towards the climax when Angela and Peter like their feelings are like at a fever pitch basically. They go seek advice from like their from the higher up. So he goes to like the Monsignor to go get advice about what to do and she goes and runs into Wes Craven and they basically like say the same thing to each of them basically in the same words. And what's really funny about
But they
this
have like
scene,
different meanings, kind of.
yeah, this whole scene right here reminded me of like Wes Craven talking to Nancy and fucking Wes Craven's New Nightmare about like
It
before
did.
she's about to face off against Freddy for the last time. And he's like,
It
this is a
did.
battle you can win, but you have to be willing to give up something for it type shit. I'm like, this is
Yeah.
fucked up to me.
Dude, I didn't even like I knew that like in the back of my head that it seemed familiar, but I just didn't put it together. But as soon as you said that, I was like, oh my God, totally. It totally feels like that.
Right. So it basically culminates into like this one final like orgy scene where Angela invites like all the church people and everybody that she fucked to like basically have this giant like fuck fest to create this like possessive energy that lures
It
Peter
will
to
lure
her.
Peter to her, yeah. And a lot of 70s pornos did end in orgies, like that was a kind of common thing. Um
Really?
Jamie Gillis is in this orgy as well, which
Of course,
he
that makes
seems
sense.
to pop up every fucking where.
Yeah.
Yeah, for all you
But yeah,
completists out there. There's this weird little shot during this like orgy scene where the fisherman, Fred, that raped her, it shows him like penetrating a fucking fish mouth with his cock. Like
yeah,
he's like
it actually
fucking a
shows it.
fish.
You know what I thought
So
that
does,
And then
was,
he
does that
like
Tony?
count as
winks in the
beast?
camera.
Is that
You know what I
bestiality?
thought that was?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It has like all the taboos. It has
Every
rape, it
taboo
has
I've heard, man, is
fucking
piss.
piss, it has yeah.
Please
The
tell
thing
me it
I was
has
thinking
anal
of,
in this
Tony,
too,
is
right?
I feel
Oh
like
yeah.
they were just on set like
It's
filming
amazing.
something
I
and he
gotta get this
just
movie.
did that and like winked and then they were like like found a way to put it in the movie or something. It just seemed like something some dumbass would be doing, like some dumb like 70s porn stash guy would be doing on the set of a movie, you know?
hmm Yeah, that just it looked like almost like looked like an outtake.
Yeah,
But that
like an
was like
outtake, yeah.
that was honestly the turning point of this orgy scene though, because after that, like all the people basically like converge and start like feeling and fucking around Angela. And I don't know about you, JP, but this scene felt straight out of fucking Society with like the
Oh
whimsical
yeah.
music playing in the background. And like literally all the people are just like moaning, just like they
It's
were in
like all of their
Society.
flesh is just mashing together with like hands rubbing there's so many different hands, you have
Yeah,
no idea whose hands they are. Kit like licks and kisses and shit.
Oh, I bet you that was ripped right off.
yeah, she's got like 10 hands on her pussy and like all around. They're like picking her up and they're going like,
That's crazy,
ooh.
actually.
Like the weird
Hmm.
camera angles that he's got in this. It's like,
I gotta see this.
honestly, it like kind of blew me away.
Yeah, it's funny. As the movie went on, the more I actually was like, this is fucking pretty artistic. Like
What is this on? Is this
this is
DistroPix?
like Craven took
Quality
this
X.
job and like did like the best that he could with like making the a porn film like some for someone who didn't want to do it. Like he did his he it's like he almost challenged himself to like elevate it a bit, you know what I mean, and make it more interesting and have deeper thoughts and shit going on in it and just more artistic flair than you typically would get with somebody just making a porn film. Like he treated it like a movie. It really comes across that way.
Yeah, and it's got like a legit narrative. And it deals with a lot of crap that's in all of his other movies, like dysfunctional families and shit like that. Like it just feels 100% like a Wes Craven movie. Way more than like anything like TV wise, like his Chiller and Invitation to Hell and shit. Like
Hmm.
this is more of a Wes Craven movie than that.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, like to really think that I think like I had heard rumors that Vinegar Syndrome was releasing this like back when I used to get screeners from them, which was forever ago, like
They announced this shit
eight
before like
years ago.
Melucine even existed. Like it's been
Right.
years in
Yeah.
the making.
So
So
I
this
was
will be
actually
available on the Vinegar Syndrome website again when it goes back up.
It's probably on the site.
Mezzaline.
It's probably on Melucine right now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where you have to get it from. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And
I
just
always
to
forget about
let
that.
you guys know, because that's the first time I ordered from Melusine. And it did like make me create an account. I couldn't just log in with my Vinegar Syndrome account, but it like linked that account to my Vinegar
Dude, what
Syndrome
the
account.
fuck? Why would you have to make another account when it's already linked?
Yeah, it's weird. I can't remember
I
if
don't
I had to
know.
do
It
that or
linked
not.
it. It did. It linked it after I made the new account. I don't know.
What? Oh, fuck.
But yeah, it was. I did pick it up as soon as I saw they were releasing it. I was like, I got to get this shit. I think this is the only like true porn film I even own. But it was fucking kind of weird just watching it like on the big TV. Like,
You don't have the taboo films?
no, I actually never picked them up.
Did they not release a box set of those? Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
1 through 4.
Yeah, Interesting. I have a few because like when Vinegar Syndrome was releasing their early monthly packages, they would have pornos on there.
Mhm.
I still have a couple that are still sealed in my collection. I haven't watched them. I don't know. Maybe I'll break it out tomorrow night. Home Alone for the weekend. I'm Macaulay Culkin it all weekend, man. I'm gonna order myself a cheese pie and fucking it's gonna be awesome. Pretty looking forward to that shit actually.
Yeah, that's basically it for Fireworks Woman. I mean, hell, like I'll recommend that to any Wes Craven movie.
So we've had a lot of pornos talked about on this podcast, and that's the first one that legitimately sounded up my alley, and I really want to pick up, and also gave me a boner.
Yeah, this sounds wild.
It was weird.
I thought it was pretty good. I really
sorry,
did.
man. You guys can't see that shit, but like I'm a little hard right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Like it's fucking wild too with some of the sex. Like one of the scenes where she's like fucking one of the girls, she like full blown like 5-finger penetrates.
Oh yeah, there's
her
like
ass.
some almost nearly
in the she
fisting
does a
going
fist
on here.
fist her asshole.
It's almost a fist.
Dude.
Yeah, she goes in. She's not going in this way. She's going in this way.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wes, you dog.
I am a fan of the big fist in the butthole. That was pretty cool.
Dude.
Oh yeah, he went for broke with this one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he threw in like all the fucking taboos, bro. It's like nuts.
That's amazing. And that's like 75 too. That's pretty crazy.
Dude, how much of a weird feeling must have been though?
Although there's no scat in that though, right? There's no pooping.
Fucking
no,
thank God.
No poop.
Not
like
intentionally.
you show up on sets.
There's enough poop in another
like,
75 movie.
Yeah, there is.
Just like you show up to
Tyler's
set on
comedy,
this
his
gig,
favorite comedy of all time.
It is a
like,
comedy.
the guy
It's not a
directing
fucking
your
comedy, you
porno
guys are
today
insane.
is the guy who made fucking Last House on the Left.
Yeah.
Like that's gotta be the most bizarre fucking thing to walk up to us.
And another thing that is very weird, bro, is like I've seen like a bunch of rape scenes in movies over the years. It is so weird when you actually see penetration. You know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck, man? Like that's only the second ever time I've seen a rape that had penetration. It's
I
weird.
will say though, I didn't think this rape scene was all that bad.
No, it wasn't like it wasn't.
It was more reaction shot than anything, but of course there is
Yeah.
penetration.
Right. Yeah. But it's just, it's one of those things where it's like you know, like you already know it's gonna get graphic. It's gonna get more graphic than most things you see.
Oh yeah, and of course I didn't even mention that she likes it at the end.
So how's the cinematography? Are they showing like real close up of like nasty butthole hair and stuff? Like none of that shit.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
it's not
You
like
definitely get
super
some-
nasty. It's shot very like artistically. Like he'll zoom in on like a reaction, like underneath like a leg, like type of shit like that. It's like very like
it's definitely
done.
Yeah.
But there's definitely still lots of like close-up shots of genitals, like without a doubt.
But I mean,
like,
that's
it's
different.
definitely a porn film.
Sometimes when you like focus right in on a butthole that's all hairy and stuff, you're like, the whole screen is just like a hairy butthole. You're like, no, that's not.
The whole time I just like kept thinking like, okay, like there's like a shot of just like a penis with like a mouth on it, like the real close up and stuff. And I'm just like, it would be so awkward. Like Wes
The
Craven
helmet
just,
shot.
like,
I call it the helmet shot.
standing there with the
Helmet
camera,
shot.
like just like zoom in a little bit more. Like it's just like it's so hard to picture.
He kept reminding me of like
I
that
think
kid
shooting
from
porn
the
would be
movie
hilarious.
X.
I have a
Movie
buddy
what?
that actually has shot quite a few porn films, actually, and it's I've never seen any of them, but it's crazy when you talk to him because he's super normal, and he's a photographer.
He shot or does he act in them too?
No, he doesn't. He completely shoots them. He's a photographer. His day job is like a photographer. Like he's actually quite famous down here. But he does porn too. Like he'll shoot porn and stuff. He got out of the film industry. He didn't like really like actors and stuff. So yeah. But I think it would be pretty interesting shooting porn. I just how can you ever get turned on by that shit if you shoot porn?
You're getting numb to it at a point, I would think.
Exactly.
You're too busy like demanding things than like trying to be aroused by it.
And from that point on, whenever you like go to like watch porn, you're just gonna look at it from like your professional lens.
Right.
Wouldn't
Like,
that
I
be
feel like that's how
you
he is.
just
I'm not
can't
gonna
even
say
watch it anymore.
I'm not going to say his
Dude,
name
like
on
you're
here.
gonna, but like, just imagine, like, I'd be like, I can imagine if that's just like I shot all day and like really put effort into trying to like be good at it. Be like, oh, the lighting's off right here. Like, dude, I just watch movies and
I
I
can't
just
jerk
fucking
off to
watch
this. They
movies and I
fucked
think
up the
that.
pull focus.
I just be like criticizing, like, oh, like, but
Right.
then I also be like, oh, that was a good shot, and I like steal shit from it though. Be
I'm
like, "Ah,
assuming that his horns
I saw this in a Brazzers movie.
are probably pretty good because I've seen a lot of the shit that he's done. And he's done a lot of, he's done a lot of commercials. He's done a lot of like, photography, fucking just normal stuff. I can imagine what the porno looks like, but used to make his mixtapes back in the day. Actually, it was pretty fun. Good stuff.
All right. In terms of special features, there's a visual essay called Ugly People Doing Ugly Things by Wes Craven biographer Joseph Madry, which I would like highly recommend people check out because this guy probably knows more about Wes Craven than anybody. And what he did was he basically gave a rundown basically of his early childhood life, like leading up to this movie, talking about like his religious background and his upbringing and shit. And then he takes that upbringing and he like takes like this symbolism from this movie and tries to like piece it together of what he was like doing.
Hmm.
But then there's a couple other like little like cool little trivia bits. Like the name Abe Snake was something that he used going back to college because he used to make like political cartoons like anonymously, and that was his pseudonym for that. And that's pretty much where that came from.
Hmm.
And then another thing that was cool is that the character that he plays in this movie is actually supposed to be played by Rip Torn, which would have been fucking cool.
That's funny.
Which makes sense too, because Rip Torn, he was in some weird fucking shit in the 60s and 70s. But yeah, that little visual essay was really fucking cool and like super informative.
That's awesome. Make you appreciate Wes
There's,
Craven more.
yes, more than I already did. I appreciate him because out of all of our like favorite legendary like horror filmmakers, this is the one hardcore film we got out of all of them. So we have to
Yep.
celebrate that.
Dude, and Craven went from like sleaze to hardcore porn to like pop culture phenomenon to studio film to fucking Meryl Streep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like he got a wild career, man.
Going from porn to Meryl Streep, not many people can fucking say that.
Right.
But yeah, there's another interview with friend collaborator Roy Frunks. I don't know how to say his name. I didn't get to that because I didn't have time. But I'm sure that one's good too. The only other thing that comes with this is this awesome 11 by 17 poster
I
of
might
the movie,
actually
the
hang
original
that
poster. I
just
might hang
because
this
it's
too.
so unique.
Yeah. And it's a sweet little poster too. Kick ass art.
Mhm.
But yeah, sweet package. Highly recommend this one.
Yeah,
I think,
I very much enjoyed this release. I really did.
yeah, like what a great little discovery this movie was. I think I'd give it an 8 out of 10.
It's so
That's
annoying
where I was at too, dude.
that
I
it's
was
on
at
a
an 8
different
as well.
label. Drives me fucking nuts.
They can't sell their porno on the Vinegar Syndrome site
They
anymore.
used to.
I know, but they said that, I
We're
think they
gonna
said that they had
we're
to
about to
stop.
talk about an actual Vinegar Syndrome porno later. Stay tuned. I know none of you guys would have gotten this. It has to do with Jimmy and Stiggs.
Uh,
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, they were. I noticed. Yeah, I forgot what they were. I didn't know what they were watching, but I recognized Kate Parker. I was like, that's porn.
Yeah, they're watching Sex World on the TV, which was released
Oh.
by Vinegar Syndrome.
You know what's funny? I actually have
And it's an
that.
actual Vinegar Syndrome release,
I
not
actually
a
have
subtitle.
that
Yeah.
DVD.
Mhm.
I never watched it. Somebody gave that DVD to me for free, actually, and
So-
I've
that's
never actually
that's
watched
the
it.
one where they go to the little place and they have different like scenarios, the like fantasies that they
Yeah,
do.
it's like Westworld.
Yeah, I
No,
know
they-
my porn, bro.
They released that on Blu-ray too, actually.
So
Yeah.
I
They
have
released
that
it on
on.
4K.
I have
On
it on
4K.
4K.
God
Yeah,
damn.
I got the 4K.
I
I
have
have
like
the
the
4K of
old
it too.
DVD release. Yeah, somebody sent me a package one time.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I didn't realize it was a porno, and I was like, it's called Sex World, bro.
Yeah,
And I'm
Isn't
like,
there like
Yeah.
isn't like oh fuck, I forget that dude's name. He's a porn actor, but isn't he like really racist in there or something?
There's some guy that's really. I don't know who any of these people are. So some of the women.
Yeah, I'm
And
not
like
too well versed in actors.
I just know like Ron Jeremy and Peter North when they pop up in the ones I have.
Yeah,
But
I know the like
oh
big
no,
ones.
TT Boy and fucking. Oh,
No,
come on
this
now.
is
I
like
know.
one of the more
But
popular
yeah,
ones.
there's this one guy like where his fantasy is like he's like wicked racist and so like a black girl like shows
Yeah.
up.
But yeah, you guys should pick up Fireworks Woman.
It actually intrigued me. I think I want to, but I don't want to make another. I'm just so fucking like,
Dude,
It's
it
probably-
takes fucking 30 seconds.
it's probably
man.
gonna
You're
cost.
acting
It's probably gonna
And
cost
you-
you
if
$20
you do it, you
shipping.
Nah, you can add it to your existing order. Do it before
Yeah.
they ship it.
Right.
Yeah, it came with it actually, you know what it came with for me was the fucking disc, the frisbee disc. That they for the seat what the was that April Fool's Day or something?
Mhm.
Right.
What the hell was that for? Yeah, but it came in that package.
They do
Yeah.
link you right on the page, which is kind of cool. So you can't buy straight from Vinegar Syndrome, but they have a link right in the corner.
Yeah. Yeah, they're like super connected.
What's this behind the green door shit?
That's
Oh, that's a
Maryland
super
Chambers.
that's a super
Yeah,
one of
Deanna
that's
was
actually
saying
one of
that's
the
a
most
big one.
successful adult films ever, up there with like Deep Throat.
Damn, I didn't
Yeah,
realize
that's a massive release.
I did not
Maryland
realize you were so
Chambers.
horny,
Is
JP.
that a Mitchell Brothers production?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know who the Mitchell brothers are, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
They were like porn tycoons. They were
Yeah.
twins.
Yeah, I know
And the
who
one
they are.
shot the other one.
Yeah, I know the story.
There's an episode of Forensic Files on that case.
Damn. How about that?
Sorry, I'm not fully listening, but I'm just like trying to figure out how I can order this without. Oh my god.
Yeah, but I agree. That's the first porno that I've ever like purchased, but I like that movie. I just wanted to explain to somebody if anybody walked in my room, like, hey, this is like, Wes Craven, like this. I'm just like doing this for research,
Yeah. Like, aren't you interested in seeing how Wes Craven shoots a sex scene? Because I am. And it turns out crazy because he's
Yeah,
a religious fanatic who fucking put like literally every taboo in the book because to him that's what horror was. Because in that
Right.
that documentary, like he was telling Sean S. Cunningham apparently that he's like, I don't know how to do a horror movie. And Cunningham's basically like, it's like pull from your youth. Like you've got so much religious background, like, and that's
Yeah, it should be
exactly what
pretty
he
easy.
did.
But yeah, pick it up, check it out, listeners out there.
All right, Tyler,
All right.
let's go.
Time for this trilogy. So, from none other than the Great Connie, we have the Maiku Hama trilogy. So, I'll talk about this more in terms of a trilogy more than anything. I think that's the way to do this.
So these
So-
films are all connected. It's not just three
Yes,
movies.
exactly. These films are super connected, and I think sometimes when you get when you just get these collections, it doesn't have the same effect to just watching a real trilogy. And these are so much of a real trilogy that at the end to each movie, you get a little sneak peek trailer for the next movie.
No
And
shit.
they all came out, yeah, and they all came out like a year before. They all start the exact same way. They all have a
Straight up
very
Back to the
sim-
Future style.
yeah, and they all have a very similar like type of theme to it. But it does this really cool thing as when you watch these together, you actually do see this like subtle growth from the main character, and you do get this real cool like full story of his life through these three movies. I mean, I don't mean the full story of his life, that doesn't sound right, but you get a good like you see the growth of him between these movies, and it ends in like a really good place. That watching these together basically back to back to back. It increases the strength of like just three movies of I would say this quality. So in terms of that, I think this is like it's a very good trilogy. This and it's really cool that I have like no idea of something like this, but I've seen enough Japanese movies and enough like detective movies to know where it's pulling all its influence from. And I don't think I would have enjoyed this stuff as much if I had seen this a few years ago. But this is just something I never even heard of, but apparently is very super popular. This trilogy is much more popular in Japan. It's one of those kind of like the Nazareno Cruise things where it's popular regionally, but it's not that popular outside of there. But anyways, yeah, this is essentially these center around a private detective. His name is Mike Uhama, and he's kind of a goofball. He's a combination of like your Sam Spade character from like the Maltese Falcon to almost like I nowhere close to the level of comedy, but you're kind of klutzy like Pink Panther type detective. The best comparison I can make is like Elliot Gould in The Long Goodbye, like playing that like kind of gumshoe guy that's like he's almost like that he's goofy in that movie. It's a guy from the 40s just like dropped in the 70s, and it's just and he just has this like absurdist. There's just he has this absurdist like humor to him. This guy's kind of the same way. Maybe he's a little goofier. I actually thought all of the movies start off kind of goofy. So as the first one began, I kind of thought that was in for. First off, his detective office is on the upstairs of a movie theater. So every movie starts with someone trying to see him, having to buy a ticket to go see the movie. Then you see the movie theater close, and they go upstairs and meet in his detective office. And the first one is actually in black and white, and these movies are not that old. It's 93 to 96. They're like 90. They came out like all within a year of each other.
That was 30 years ago, Tyler.
Yeah, but they're like not
That is
black and
old.
white. They're not every movie is black and white old. Like
Right.
it's comfortably modern enough where they're like we're gonna make this movie black and white. You know,
What would we
actually,
say is like modern, 1990 to present?
That's what I always said, but like, depending on who you're around, like they do not agree.
yeah,
Yeah.
the
They're like
'90s. Like
90 is not modern, bro.
if you were
That's old
Yeah,
as
born,
2000s is now.
if you're like 21 years old right now, like the '90s is not anywhere close to you.
Yeah, that's like the 80s to us, basically.
Yeah,
right.
even further, like really even further, because I'm a '91. So if you think about, it, I'm only like a year or two away from the eight. I'm only a year away, 2 years away from the '80s. So there's a lot of spillover. Like if you're born in 2005 or something or 2004, like the last elements of the '90s are just gone at that point. So
Imagine
you're
being
just
born the year The Devil's Rejects and like Hostel comes out.
yeah,
That's weird.
like imagine
Yeah.
21 years old and like seeing that, like oh, this came out when I was a baby. It's
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Fucking
But
weird.
anyways,
Let's forget about that.
1993 is not that fucking.
Yeah, let's
So,
move on from that one, man.
so the black and white was a choice. In this first one, you have you have this. Before even, I wanted to get back to the first how it kind of caught me off guard. So the first one's kind of like, he has this habit of all these movies of getting basically taking a case and getting himself stuck into a situation into like a dangerous situation where the movie gets wicked serious for a little bit. In the first one, it's called The Most Terrible Time in My Life. It's the black and white one. Like the opening scene of the movie, he just gets like caught up in this bar fight with these Yakuza dudes and gets his pinky cut off. And they like throw it out the window and it's down below and like some little dog gets in their mouth. And it's just the goofy, but it's like, it's clearly played for laughs. And then like there's some lady with the dog like looking up at him from the ground. They're like on the third floor, and these three guys look down. They're like, "Oh, see, the dog's got it. They could reattach it." And the guy yells down like, "Don't eat a doggy. Wait a minute." And they all go downstairs and like get the finger from the dog and look up at him like it's so good, and they all just start cheering. So I thought I was just in for the goofiest fucking three movies of my life. But yeah, he gets his finger reattached, so that's why he's walking around like this movie. Uh but so he gets his first client. It's this waitress. It's this waitress comes and she's she's looking for her long lost brother. And so he's like, "Yeah, I'll take the case." So he hops on this case, and this is the goofy thing that happens to him in this movie where he falls into danger. Is now unknowingly basically stumbles into a gang war because one of the there's two factions of gangs. There's
I thought you said gay war.
a gang war. There's
Gang
one.
war.
There's a gang of Taiwanese men, and then there's a gang of like naturalized Japanese citizens from Taiwan or wherever else. And they're called the New Japs, and they're like wicked vicious.
The New Japs. What?
Yeah.
JP's thinking,
New
holy
Japs.
shit, last time I said Japs, I got fucking ridiculed for fucking what?
Yeah,
That's
dude.
literally the
New
gang
Japs.
The New Japs.
Wow.
New Jap City.
And they're like brutal, dude.
I can just picture Ice-T right now. Oh my god, bro, that's fucking
And
hilarious.
one of the brothers has fallen into that gang, and the other is a part of the other gang, and he gets basically by trying to track him down and talking to people and getting into the situation, he gets himself trapped in the middle of a gang war.
So was this shit a comedy or what?
They all start out goofy and then they get wicked fucking serious halfway through the movie, and the guy gets in real danger by the end. And they all end like a John Woo movie.
Wow, that's quite the tonal shifts in the
Listen,
that's crazy.
I think since we're almost wrapping up this season of the show, I think I'm gonna make it mandatory that I watch one of Tyler's every quarter, because I have not been watching. I think I did one of Tyler's this year.
You did Kiss Mata.
Oh yeah,
The one I convinced everyone to buy.
And I did New Leaf, but
oh, you did New Leaf.
That was a good one though. So
yeah, the Kissamata one worked out.
Yeah, that was a good one.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna make myself, because sometimes like sometimes they sound fucking boring, but these ones kind of sound.
Yeah, none of these movies are long either. They're like 90 minutes to like 100 hour 45 minutes.
I mean, that's longer than for.
It was actually
movies.
quite funny. Like when we broke down the Letterbox Sin Bin feature reviews, pretty much every movie I hadn't watched was like Tyler's. It was the only ones of the whole show I hadn't watched.
Like, all right, I don't want to oversell the John Woo thing because like they don't have the fucking like I don't want you to think every movie is gonna end with like a building blowing up, because that's not what happens. But it gets.
I was thinking
serious.
more like people end like as broken people type deal.
Well, yeah, that's like this movie for sure. But that's why this one's black and white, and it's called The Most Terrible Time in My Life.
Oh, it's black and white. That's crazy. Cool.
Yeah, only this one is black and white.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
1994.
Yeah, and it was
1994. Yeah.
The first one's
modern time.
I think. Yeah, we discussed that's modern. We're going with it. But yeah, they end with some sort of like broken people and some sort of like usual showdown. But this one gets the gang confrontation basically comes to a boil in this, and the brothers like secretly meet, and that pisses off the gangs. It's the ending to this movie is fucking brutal. You would have never guessed this is how this movie was gonna end based on the first few minutes, because the tone is a complete bell curve. And then like the title character kind of walks into it is like, all right, I think I'm out of here. It's the perfect end to a movie that was just like pretty good. I think they're all pretty close in quality, but this movie is the best one, and the black and white's a great choice in this. But yeah, this one ends probably the most brutally, and was probably the most interesting overall. But they all are good. And like I said, this is good. It's jarring. It's not jarring, but it's kind of goofy too. Where I don't know why I even stayed for the credits, because I never do. But then like a trailer played, or a little teaser played for the next Maiku Hama movie, which is called, what was it called? The Stairway to the Distant Past. but now it's in like this beautiful popping Technicolor, which is it's fucking insane. And both of the movies are like that going forward, and they're not really like that much brighter in tone. They're just not as dark as this one, but I guess they kind of shift away from that, like the hard noirish what the first movie was kind of mimicking. They all kind of take a different they're all combinations of things, but they all take a little bit more of a significant a little bit of a unique edge to distinguish them from one another. But yeah, it just kind of gets you pumped up. If you can see right there the little like cinescope thing, all the movies start with a zoom into this theater. That's where his office is up top, and it's a real theater. It was a real theater in Japan that closed in 2005. I read about in the book here. It's called the Yokohama Nishigeki. I don't know how to say it, but Yokohama Nishigeki Theater, a real cinema that closed its doors in 2005. And I've definitely seen like that Cinescope logo before, and it's almost like a landmark. I feel like I've seen before in a movie, so it's really cool that they were able to use that as a location. They all were to tie threads like that. So we'll get into the second one, A Stairway to the Distant Past. And this one starts out extra goofy, where it's simming this kind of snooty upper class lady goes in and wants to and it says she's looking for her missing child. She's going on and on about it, and then he asks for a picture, and it's her dog. So that gets him rolling. And this is actually kind of an important thing that I forgot to mention. It even shows this in the first movie where it kind of is like, this is Michael Hami. He almost gets like a mini intro and he has a little sister. Their mother abandoned him when he was a child, and the little sister was very little, and he didn't know his dad. And so it always starts where it says Michael Hami, like, this is Michael Hami. His dream is to send his sister to college. And then shows his sister. He says, like, I know it's a small dream, but it's mine, or something like that. He says something corny. But so the sister is much more important in this movie because he actually discovers that his mother is a stripper, basically, in town. His like old woman mother is some sort of stripper or hooker entertainment actress. It's kind of hard to tell, but she's on a stage and she's in lingerie at some point, and yeah, she definitely at least used to be a hooker. But he has this like confrontation, like, I haven't seen you in all this time, and he's talking about it. So he's like, she thinks you're dead. So there's this whole like storyline with his mother that connects to the sister, and it gets a little bit more serious in that regard. But but that connects to the crime storyline of this, which is basically this turf war for this unspoken area there's this unspoken rule that you're not allowed to try to mess with the riverfront. The cops can't touch it because there's this mystical basically this like mythical figure that's been guarding it for 50 years called the White Man. And the White Man is actually played by Ijai Kojo. What's his name? Ijai Kojada, I think. But he's if you've seen a bunch of old Japanese movies, you immediately recognize his face. He was like a mainstay in all of Akira Kurosawa's movies. So I've seen this guy like in like 15 movies, but a bunch of older ones. So he plays this old man in this, which was pretty cool to see because I've never seen him as an old man in anything. But yeah, this one's ends up being a turf war movie, and through this connection with his mom, he learns secrets about who the White Man is, and this one's actually probably the most violent. This one's got some pretty gnarly things that happen in terms of torture, but it follows a real similar structure to the first one, where it's the same thing, where it starts a little goofy and it gets really serious, and it ends with like a final confrontation again with like some type of John Woo showdown. This one gets a little bit more. The production's a little bit raised in this one. But this one was the same. This one's a little longer than the first one too. They all get a little longer, but I think I like this one a little bit less. This one actually might have been my least favorite, but again, they're all like very close in quality. Uh, and even though it was maybe a little bit stepped down from the first one, you also see the growth of the Mike Uhama character between these two, without like really like just talking about like the juices of the film. It's hard to express why, but it's just a bonus of having this trilogy. And yeah, that one is probably the softest one to me there. And then going into the last one of the film, it's called of the trilogy. It's called Trap, and Trap is more of your like suspense thriller movie. This one's actually a serial killer movie. This one's more of a horror movie. This one you could probably the other ones are definitely just crime movies. But if this gear came up, like this movie Trap definitely counts as a horror movie. It's a it's a serial killer murder movie, and he gets basically his. So this time when he gets visited by a client, a man comes in with a mask covering his face, and he just slides a picture to him. He says, "I want you to look for him," and then he unveils his face, and he's completely deformed. And it's pretty nasty. It looks pretty good, and so the serial murder appears in the city, and he has the same MO where a girl disappear, like a college age girl, will get abducted, and then they all, and after they realize the pattern after three murders, and then they all show up, somewhere like completely out of place, like one's on a Ferris wheel, like one's on like the one I remember right, I can picture it knows the Ferris wheel, but they all end up all in somewhere nowhere near where they were abducted, and they're all wearing almost like an old style, like 30s, 40s style dress, and they're all like dolled up in the same type of makeup, and the killer just leaves them there. And as they discover, they go in further, they realize that they've all been poisoned, likely by a perfume, and it escalates where he gets stuck in this threatening situation. This time is the killer was ahead of him, and the killer is setting himself up to frame is setting Mike Uhama up and trying to frame him. So he becomes a suspect, and he gets in that classic kind of Hitchcock suspense triangle where he has to find the killer, has to solve the crime before the police do, and before the police can catch him, or he's the one who gets caught. So it takes some influence from that. And this one, like I said, definitely has some horror elements to it. This one gets pretty violent at the end too. And it's a good send off, and it has kind of like a hokey end. It's not hokey, but it has like a bit of like comedy at the end that like works out perfect, and sets itself up for a. I don't know. I actually haven't researched this. I don't know if these are real, but at the
No
end,
fact check, Sasado.
now I don't know if these things actually exist, but this is something at the end of them. At the end of this one, instead of showing a little teaser for the next movie, it goes into a teaser for a spin-off called Hoshino the Informant. And Hoshino has been a recurring character there's a couple of recurring characters in all these movies, like the police chief, one of the gang leaders. But Hoshino was a recurring character in this movie, and it advertised a spin-off called Hoshino the Informant, where I had him driving around smiling. So I don't know if that's a real thing. I hope like in some world it is, and there's another trilogy, and Connie just also puts that out, because I'd be so down if that's a real thing to watch another trilogy.
Crazy you didn't fact check that.
I know, I totally meant to. For some reason I got so busy and I forgot to look up to see if that was real. But it didn't say. I did read the book about it, and I watched the special features, so there wasn't anything mentioned about it. So I don't know if it was real or not.
Probably not. Right.
But the special features
Could just be a joke.
Yeah, in the special feed, there's an interview with a director where just in one of them where it doesn't mention. It's brief. It doesn't really mention anything. He kind of just talks about the animals, and the other ones, all they have on them is a video essay. So I'm really not into those. I think the one on the porno would be a little bit different, but I watched one of them, and it's just the same thing they usually are with basically anything, where it just like talks about what happens. The movie's like, well, this is influenced, or like this, well, it might signify this, and it feels academic, and I don't like it really. But as far like I don't mind that it's light on features. I don't really expect features with something like this. But this is just it's one of those things that I like talk about that I've talked about for the Connie releases before, where it's this movie they found in like the trash pile that well, this one's not really from the trash pile, but from widespread that doesn't really have widespread like notoriety that ends up being something like really cool like this that's I guess more important locally than it is worldwide. And if you're into these Japanese films or any of these really any type of older noirs or neo noirs prior to the 90s, you see a lot of influence from a lot of different things in that, and it's really fun to watch. Like really from the Japanese style, you see a lot of Seiji Suzuki in these movies too. I guess the shooting scenes are closer to that too, but I think they get a little. I think the John Woo, it kind of speaks to where it does get a little. Usually, it has that like showdown. It gets darker, but like kind of like it has like that fun action movie to it, like the Seiji Suzuki movies have. But then it's got that detective elements as well. It's really cool. It's like a hodgepodge of things, like most Japanese things are. If you see, once you start getting past the real specific niches of Japanese movies, and you just you'll start to see that a lot of that most Japanese things are just like a combination of lots of genres, especially when you get into things like series and shows. But this was really fun. I'm glad I picked this up. I would rate the movies like 7.5, 7, 7. So they're all pretty good movies. They're not amazing movies, but this is a really cool release, and they're really cool as a trilogy together.
Sick.
Cool.
Cool, man.
Those sound good.
All right. Well, that concludes the solo reviews. Let's get into the feature review here, man. Officially from 2024. Obviously, it's going to be available for 2025. Directed by Joe Bigos, and it is called Jimmy and Stiggs. Yeah. Am I the only one here that hadn't seen it before?
I haven't seen it.
Okay. All right. Synopsis. A perfect storm.
I'm actually like a Joe Bigos fan, so of course I saw it.
I know.
Yeah, I saw it opening night, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Well, I mean,
what the fuck kind of question is that?
That makes sense because, I would have also fucking dicks if I had the opportunity to. But anyways, a perfect storm of lousy news sees out-of-worker filmmaker Jimmy Lang, played by Joe Bigos, spiral into a blender. Into a bender, not into a blender. Jesus.
Kind of a blender.
Kind of a blender, yeah. Into a bender, during which he is
a bender blender,
which he claims to have been abducted by aliens. And fearing their return, he contacts his old friend Stiggs to help him gear up for a war. That's pretty accurate, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, man. So Jimmy and Stiggs, man, I went into this film completely blind on narrative, everything.
No idea.
I kept my distance completely because I like to do that, and I didn't realize.
I commend you for staying away the way you did.
For
something like this, it's tough.
I know it was really tough for me because Joe Bigos is actually one of my favorite modern filmmakers. I've liked everything he's done, and I kind of felt like staying away until I got the opportunity to actually watch this and do my thing. So I didn't realize that Joe Bigos obviously was starring in this film. I thought that was really unique, actually.
Mm-hmm.
My initial thoughts on seeing Joe Bigos on screen, like the way he was in this film, he looked like Rob Zombie. It was crazy to me.
He actually looked exactly like I thought he would look.
Yeah, me too.
Like he just, I'd never really, I've seen him, but I didn't think of it. And then right away, I was like, right after the opening POV shit, and you get to see him, you're like, fuck, it just reminded me of Rob Zombie. And I don't know if people are making those connections and shitting on the film because he looks like Rob Zombie or whatever, but I have no idea.
There's a lot of parallels between him and Rob Zombie. dialogue wise, shit like
absolutely.
that.
Yeah, I can see that. That's where I was actually leading to. And
People's
just
complaints.
seeing him on film, and knowing like the biggest complaint with Christmas Bloody Christmas was the dialogue. People were like so offended by saying fuck all the time. They were totally correlating that to Rob Zombie's dialogue in the Halloween films and stuff, and other films and stuff. And for me and JP, I think we just kind of see through all that bullshit, and like we grew up around that shit, and that's the way we fucking talk. And I feel like we're probably going to swear a lot more in this review just because
I looked it up. Ohio is the sweariest state in the entire country.
That's funny.
Whoa.
So yeah,
who's the least sweariest?
probably Massachusetts.
I
No
doubt
way.
that. It's
There's
gonna be
no-
some really
Probably like Utah.
It's
Utah's
Utah,
definitely the
bro.
least.
Yeah, I would probably say Utah.
And
All
the
Mormons there? All the
Mormons
Mormons
there.
and shit.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean,
So yeah, I literally like my entire life never understood that whole like they swear too much shit because that's my entire fucking life.
but
Like
you
I
gotta
was
admit, though-
like my friends and I were swearing when we were like 8 years old.
yeah.
Every
I mean,
other word out of my grandfather's mouth is like fucking or fuck, like, or
yeah.
bitch or
And
something.
a lot of people associate that with like, oh, you're so uneducated. It's like, no, it doesn't. You can be super educated and say fuck it doesn't matter. It's just the way you talk, right?
Yeah,
it's such a bad insult to people that swear. I've had that people said that to me, like, oh, you fucking swear, like you must be so uneducated. I'm like, you know what,
well,
man? I'm like,
particularly okay. Also, like the difference between Rob Zombie and Joe Bigos is like these are more like just how people are talking that are like drinking booze. Like go
again,
to
that's
Wasteland.
what I
Like
said
every
too.
other fucking word that we're saying is fuck. You know what I mean? It's just like
It's true. And this movie
Yeah.
has the perfect excuse for that because with each passing minute, the more fucked up they get.
I mean, right from the start, man. I mean, he's like all of a sudden like super paranoid about some shit, and like he starts drinking, hitting the fucking drugs and stuff. And that's what people do. I mean, if you partied in your fucking life, at least the way I have, and probably JP has, I'm sure Tony has too. Tyler, I don't think he's ever partied. I think he's a liar. But
you can't party too hard on.
I got to poke
White
fun
Claw.
to somebody, bud. But when you're at a party, like, and you're dealing with this shit, man, people fucking talk like this. They really do, and they act like
Yeah,
crazy.
we're all loud and obnoxious and annoying.
they really
Talking
do.
over each other.
So
Mhm.
when fucking Joe is like freaking out in the fucking film, and then when he calls up Stiggs, or he calls up Stiggs, but when Stiggs shows up there, and the dialogue between the two and every word is fucking shit. Like, I get it, man.
But
they are
it sounds
mess.
so natural, bro.
It does.
Like this sounds like more realistic dialogue than like when everything's like, typed out in a script, you know what I mean? Like this is like
Right.
more off the cuff. And I understand that to some people it's annoying. Like I get that some people just don't like hearing that type of talk, but I think like for me it's relatable, and two, like it makes sense for the narrative, and
I love
I
it.
think I think it works. Like I when I think I talked about this movie, like when I'd seen it, I had said like I think people that had issues with Christmas Bloody Christmas are gonna feel the same way about this movie.
Yeah, I remember you
They're
saying
gonna
that.
feel worse about this movie.
Yeah, worse. I don't know. People really fucking don't
Like this
how-
movie is literally like fuck.
I like I said, I stayed away from a lot of the reaction to the film and stuff like that. And then when I watched it yesterday, yeah, I actually went and read up on some stuff, and I just briefly checked out a couple. I checked out like 2 or 3 reviews. I purposely looked for bad ones, and yeah, the consensus is people are pussies. Essentially, they're
That's
just
the
fucking
consensus.
they're fucking pussies, man. Like they can't handle swearing. They don't understand the type of technique used here and stuff. I didn't see once related to Rob Zombie, so these are probably fucking artards. I can't even
Rob
put
Zombie's
that
old
correlation
news.
together. But
Yeah, Rob Zombie's old now, bro.
We
He did
just
the
can't we
Monsters
can't
with
let
no
go of the
swearing.
past. That's the problem.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I just, oh man, right from the get-go in this film, I had no idea what right when it fucking started. I didn't realize I at first I thought it was going
Like
to be
the
all.
POV
I
shit.
thought it was going to be all POV. I'm like, oh wow, we're
That
watching.
would been wild.
I'm like, holy shit, dude. We're it's like Max Payne. We're gonna be watching fucking Hotel Inferno. Have you ever seen Hotel Inferno? Which was like the first like POV fucking shit from Necrostorm. I did like 3 or 4 of those films. I'm like, is that what we're getting? We're getting POV shit, and then it kind of cuts into like an actual film. And I'm like, oh fuck, okay, that's crazy.
Dude, there's a lot of flashing like crazy lights in this movie. Like even the opening credits, like right after that POV, and it comes up Jimmy and Stiggs, and it's like fucking
Shit, the menu screen.
Like I had no idea.
I left the menu screen on for like an hour just like because I was digging it.
When I was watching it, I was watching it in my basement, and I watched it at the same volume that I watched one of the Mike Uhama movies the first night, and then I tried watching this afterwards. And I had it at the same volume, and my girlfriend texted me like in all caps, like turn that down.
Oh, dude, girlfriend killing the vibes.
Because like I texted her, I was like, dude, like I was like, yeah, I watched it at 4K, so it's making the room go boom boom. It's making the sound.
And this music
boom,
has
boom.
great sound and fucking visuals. Like man, it is a dope ass movie, dude.
It's really fucking neon. The whole fucking film is contained. It's super neon. Like, I mean, when the aliens show up and like shit starts, like, the blood starts flowing and stuff like that, it's like, it's not blood. It's like all neon colors. Man, this shit was blowing my shitter out, bro. I was loving this movie.
Did I not tell you were good? Did I not tell you were gonna love it?
Oh my God, dude. I was so enthralled from like the POV, and when it switched, I was like, okay. And then it just does what it does.
I think
let's go back. Let's go back to the POV real quick. I love like the use of like the blinking, but like specifically the part when he like becomes levitated and he gets like pulled into the ceiling, I thought was really fucking cool. And one thing I loved about that is that as soon as you start getting pulled up, he fucking starts puking. I thought that was like the funniest shit in the world. It was just so cool. Such a nice little touch to that.
A lot of really great techniques used in this, man. Like when you're filming in such a confined space and like doing what you're doing and stuff, like there's a lot of really good shots and a lot of really good reactions. Like the way the things go down, I'm just like, but I mean, the star of the show here, man, I mean, the soundtrack's fucking fantastic, but the editing is phenomenal. The editing in this movie is so fucking good, man. I was like tripping fucking. I was amazing. I was so amazed at the
and honestly, like even like the I kind of love the narrative. Like this time watching it, I really like the narrative more than I had the first time, because like I like what they're doing with like Stiggs or one person disappearing for a bit and then coming back, and it's like you were gone for 3 hours, and like the brick wall and shit,
right?
And like I just love that, like it just feels like there's just aliens all around them, like, and they're just like stuck in this spot.
Well, there's that really good shot of like
a little petri dish
when he fucking looks at the clock and it says like 3:31 or whatever, and then it switches to like 4:40, like instantly, like in the matter of like when, and it's like you just lost like an hour and a half or whatever it fucking was. I'm like, that's so fucking. I love that type of editing,
and I love that stuff with aliens too. Like as an alien fan,
dude, you know what this fucking movie is, man?
Like,
this is
one time lost shit.
This is exactly what I've been looking for in a film for so fucking long. So we always, as film lovers and film watchers, what do we always get in a film? We get a first, second, and third act in a film. This is a fucking 80-minute movie of straight third act. It's a third act of 80 minutes. That's what it is. And I could see a lot of people being like, oh, there's no story, blah, blah. Fuck, there is, man. Joe Begos pulled off the inevitable, man. Like, this was bound to be done by somebody where you could actually tell a whole story and create an entire third act for 80 minutes. It's amazing. It's amazing that he did this, awesome, man. I think it's pretty fucking awesome. It's nonstop action. You could never ever get bored in this film. Like,
and honestly, there is a lot of like, traditional story stuff too, but just like the, Joe Begos' character, like Jimmy losing his friends because of his, the way he is, and like pushing Stiggs away, and like, Stiggs like struggling with like sobriety and shit like that. And
Dude, that shit fucked me up in the
the
film.
power of friendship and shit too, like it actually got some cool shit in it,
Mhm.
It really does though, man. Like the scene where he's like he forces them to drink the scotch and stuff. He's like, yo, bro. And like he's like, yo, man,
And then
like
he immediately he's like, "Give me the fucking bottle." And he just
Yeah, and then
like
he just
goes
he's
full
just-
blown, takes the line.
yeah.
He's like, "All right,
I
motherfucker."
love that
Let's
shit,
fucking
bro. I
go.
love that shit, man. It's fucking amazing.
That's the Stiggs we know, bro. And like and that's the thing about Stiggs too. Like in this movie, rather, like you don't really know how Stiggs was necessarily before the alcohol, but you
Yeah.
kind of had a feeling that he was fucking pretty wild too. You know what I mean? And like just seeing that confirmed later on.
I just
was
love the fact that like, Jimmy says to him, he's like, yo, man, you're that pussy character that never makes it to the third act. And I'm like, this whole fucking movie's the third act right now. I love that line. It fucking made me laugh so hard, man. You know what I think though, man? The aesthetic in the film is absolutely phenomenal. The fact that he has that overblown size.
That's his house too, bro.
Yeah, that Cannibal Holocaust
His
poster.
apartment.
That's
yeah,
not
his apartment. Yeah,
that's not a normal 24 by 36 poster. That thing is ginormous in there. Maybe
The
it's just the
Cannibal
way it's shot.
Holocaust poster.
Yeah, it's fucking
Yeah.
huge, bro.
That shit is so fucking cool.
It's such a good poster
Yeah.
and it's so awesome. But like, right, I remember you mentioned that, JP, that actually was his apartment, but it kind of makes sense now because it feels like it's a filmmaker, which he's actually playing a filmmaker in the film.
right.
So it kind of makes sense that would be his shit though.
Yeah, and it's like also like me and Tony when we went and seen this, they showed a first of all, I was disappointed to see they didn't have the trailers of the other movies in the opening of this.
They do on the Blu-ray. They don't have it on the 4K.
Okay, interesting. That's weird.
Okay,
So
what?
anyway,
There was what?
so there was like fake trailers at the beginning of this movie in the theater.
They
was
don't
like
have
that
them on the
Snoop
release.
Dogg-
On the Blu-ray,
said
it's
it's
on
on
it,
the
but not the
Blu-ray.
4K.
Oh, I
The
see what you're
4K
saying.
doesn't have any features besides the commentaries.
Oh, I'm gonna go to Blue. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but the where the fuck was I? Oh, so at the end of the movie, they showed like a behind the scenes like making of thing that was like I don't know, like 15 minutes or something, and it was like Eli Roth just going and talking to Joe B. Ghost, like going through different parts of the apartment and like talking about the film and stuff like that. And it honestly, it made me like the movie so much more just seeing that like, okay, it really was just like a one man show, like making a movie in his apartment with like, a couple of actors, a couple of crew people, and just like doing their own effects and all this shit. It was just so cool. And it
Did they
made you
show
really
them cleaning
appreciate it.
up the apartment? Or please
No,
don't
like
tell me
most
that.
of the shit was still like that.
He left
Oh
it
my
like
Yeah.
God.
he didn't clean shit. Like that just became like his apartment.
Yeah, it just
So,
became
like-
part of the apartment, bro.
Oh,
Like
my
all the
God, dude,
neon,
it's
like
like a
blood
fucking mess.
splats and shit like that.
That Cannibal Holocaust poster, guarantee that shit still has the fucking neon splat all over it.
You know what
Mhm.
one of my favorite things about the movie, man? I thought the opening of the levitation was really cool, but like when it's revealed that like the aliens are trapping them in there and they fucking like they turn the exits, basically every exit, into like brick. I
Yeah,
thought that was one of the
I said
coolest.
that earlier.
Yeah, I thought that was so cool. And then like later on when he fucking starts digging into it, I was like, damn, that's so fucking cool, man.
Yeah, I love stuff like this. Like I
Yeah.
love contained, like weird, like small cast, like movies like this. And honestly, like I think like the first time I saw it, I thought the aliens, they're obviously a little goofy looking and shit. They're not like super realistic looking.
But the
But,
kills
like,
are fucking crazy with the
After
aliens.
after you see it and you're like not like surprised by that when you first see them, you already know what it is. It is way less like and I don't even want to say it like bothered me, but it's like it even matters less on the rewatch because you already know what you're getting. And it's just
that
like
and you get to focus on other things too. Like
yeah.
that first fight scene between Joe B. Ghost and the alien. I was paying attention to his physical acting the second time around, because it's like, how well can you act when you're just wrestling a rubber doll, right? And I
Mhm.
thought he did a really good fucking job.
Oh
And
yeah.
like you said, with the editing on top of it, like that was a really good scene. And he does a
Yeah.
really good job making those aliens look real, not just like
Yeah,
super fake.
especially like towards like later in the film too, like they're kind of scary, bro. Like what the fuck are they doing? You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like messed up. Like if you put yourself in that situation, it's like, wow, like this would be so crazy.
One of my favorite lines is when Stiggs is like, yeah, so you're gonna be the dude that fucking actually kills an alien out of every fucking alien story in the goddamn history of the world. He ends up killing like fucking four of them like right away.
Stiggs had the best lines in this movie.
Yeah,
Fucking
dude.
so good. Every time he talked, it made me fucking laugh, man. Actually, you know what's actually really cool, man? When they do that like montage scene of like on the TV when they're talking, they have all these like alien survivors and all that type of shit, man.
Yeah, talk about how fucking well edited that scene was.
It fucking felt so real. And one of the dudes in that scene was Jason Eisner.
Mm-hmm.
That was fucking crazy. I'm like, I know
Who
that
was
fucking
he?
dude. I'm like, who the fuck is that? He was one of the dudes that was in like that montage or whatever.
Because I recognize the one guy from like Almost Human and whatever.
Yeah, so Jason Eisner is, directed Hobo with the Shotgun and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was in, I don't know, he was one of the dudes that was in. I'm like, I know that fucking dude. Who is that? So I looked it up. I'm like, oh, it is Jason Eisner. But yeah, pretty cool, man. I really like that, man. Fuck, dude. Like, I just feel like if you're not into this movie in the first like 10, 12 minutes, get out. Because that's all you're getting.
Oh, yeah.
That's all you're getting. Like, it's 80 minutes of a third act. It's fucking wild. And I love this, man. I absolutely love this idea to do this thing. Contained film with nonstop craziness. Some of the kills on these aliens were fucking just batshit. The hammer. Come on, bro. This shit was ridiculous, man. Really good
The
stuff.
part where fucking Stiggs like breaks the one's arm off and fucking shanks its neck 100 fucking times.
Yeah, dude.
And then he's just like, how's that for a farewell to arms, motherfucker?
Right. Good line. Good line. Yeah. Yeah, man. This was a fucking blast. Right when I finished the film, I was like, yeah, I could probably watch that again tomorrow. Like, I loved it. Loved it. This is my
fact that it's
dude.
like 79 minutes long.
I don't know
After
what it is.
Short.
Bigos, I was surprised that Bigos did another film based on alien abduction because he's been very different with all his type of films. I mean,
he loves aliens.
Yeah, he loves it. Obviously, with the Mind's Eye, he did that kind of thing too. A little bit. I guess it's more of the Scanners thing. But
After watching this one for me, it made me want to watch Christmas Bloody Christmas. I was like, dude, fuck.
Oh, I mean, I
like
watch.
it.
It's
I like
become a
these guys in
tradition
movies.
for me. I watch it every year, so it's getting highly regarded on my letterbox. That's for sure.
It actually makes me want to go back and check out like the older ones too, like Bliss and stuff. Because I haven't watched those in years.
Almost Human. I actually picked up the German Blu-ray because I missed the other one here. I got that in a couple months ago. I should rewatch that. But again, going back to his alien roots, I guess it was the first film, right? So, speaking of Christmas films, JP, I watched Gremlins last night.
Great choice.
I watched Christmas with the Cranks the other day. That's when I figured out your holiday hickory ham thing.
Dude,
I watched
it makes me laugh
movies.
every time because they go back.
I want to talk to you. All right, you've seen that movie plenty of times, right?
Yeah.
I swear to God, the last time I watched Christmas with the Cranks, sorry, we're going on a tangent here.
I watched this last year. I'm in.
You can look at that movie as a loose remake of Christmas Evil because the dude you find out at the end is like fucking Santa Claus and he flies away in his little sleigh at the end.
Right.
The fucking shoe salesman.
I think I said something like that in my review. Like,
dude, I've never put that connection together.
You switch roles, tell it from the perspective of these people instead of him, and it's exactly what it could be.
Dude, that's actually really
exactly
interesting.
a Christmas Evil fucking loose remake.
Never once ever thought of that, man. It's funny because I always watch Christmas with Cranks with the wife drinking rum and eggnogs, and I'm never really thinking Christmas Evil at that point. But
watch it with that lens next time; it'll blow your mind.
It's not even Saturday
dude,
night.
it's a fun ass movie. I wish that movie wasn't stuck in obscurity now. What Disney owns it, right?
That movie's not that obscure.
I'm not sure.
No, for Blu-ray. No, for Bluray. I think Disney owns that shit. I think because
like it's a Fox movie, probably.
Yeah, I think it is. It's some company that they bought, I think. So we're not.
That's a
getting
good Christmas movie.
It is fun. It's actually really fun. And I'm you know me, I'm not the biggest Jamie Lee Curtis fan, but you know Tim Allen's fucking great. And
I
it's fun.
wish fucking Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2.
It's one of those films that we watch all the. I think I have 4 or 5 watches in the last few years, but I don't know. It's good stuff. Yeah, but honey ham just makes sense to me because like they make the big deal about the honey ham. I'm like, 2 words, honey ham.
Honey ham, hickory ham,
honey ham. It's so funny to me.
Tyler's been awfully quiet on Jimmy and Stiggs. What's
Yeah,
up?
I was waiting for everyone to go. I have I would say an interesting take on this movie.
He
Okay.
hates it. He hates it.
No, I don't hate it. So if I watch this movie in the context that this is like a drug-fueled alien movie, like battle, I don't know how I feel about it. However, I always say that whatever the artist intended isn't necessarily what the viewer gets out of it, whether they like that or not. And I think when they release something to the world, it's no longer theirs. Whatever I concoct in my brain from what I take away from your film is
Fair
what
enough.
it means to me.
I've
And
always felt that way
It's
as
fair
well.
enough.
Yeah.
I think this movie, to me, this movie is an allegory for living with someone living with someone with addiction. And I think I think Jimmy's this character that's clearly.
You got
I
this
think
after
he's-
one watch?
I think he's purely on a bender. And it's an alley. Like these aliens, I don't think are even real. I think it's an allegory for people
There's
that
demons.
are just
Sure.
constant,
Sure.
that are on drugs and always drunk, spewing conspiracies and all these things. And there's always that friend that they drag down with them. And Stiggs is that friend. He forces
Actually,
Stiggs
a
to do
really,
things,
really good point.
and he
Tyler. This is
brings
really
them
good.
into
This
Yeah, I
is
this
see
really
that.
good.
chaos.
Yeah.
He brings
Yeah.
them into this chaos. He brings them into this. He brings them into this world of drugs. And at the end, what happens to him? And this man kills himself, just like people with addiction can do, and they hurt the ones around them. I think that's, to me, that's what I got. out of
I actually
this
don't
movie.
even know if that's something that the director didn't intend, honestly.
Like I don't. That's something I don't know if he didn't intend that. Maybe I've never really given
The
him
thing,
credit for
the reason why I would put it against it, though, that he was doing that is the fact that, like, I could see if Joe Bigos intended what you're saying, Tyler, and I don't think you're wrong. I think it's really brilliant that you just brought this up. I think it's fantastic, and I can completely see that. But the fact that Joe Bigos plays the lead in the film kind of makes me question your
Does
theory
it
on
though? Maybe it makes it more.
Yeah, like I don't know.
Well,
about
does Joe Bigos,
Like,
does
we
he
don't-
deal with addiction? Does he deal with it?
maybe like
Maybe.
a lot
Maybe-
of people.
maybe film
a
is
lot
his
of
way
people
of
that
From
have
what
a
I
lot
know
of-
about him, he doesn't. But then again, I don't know him personally or nothing.
I mean, he definitely seemed like, judging by his movies and how accurately he depicts like partying and stuff like that, it wouldn't
Yeah.
surprise me. I mean, like a lot more people who party heavily do develop dependency than other people than the percent that don't actually.
I feel like Joe Bigos makes the movies that I would make too, and I guess I kind of probably have a drinking problem. I drink a lot all the time, but like,
What
so
does
I
that
guess
say
it kind
about
of makes
me?
sense. But like, I mean, I'm the first to say like I probably drink too much, but I don't know. Is that what he's like? I don't really know much about him, but the fact, like I said,
I don't think any of us do.
the fact
Yeah.
that he plays the lead, maybe it is a cry. Maybe he does have those issues.
Okay, so
that is the
here's
allegory.
the
It's
thing.
actually
that
quite brilliant, Tyler.
I just
Never
found something that said that Joe Bigos' work often explores substance abuse, a theme that reflects his personal experience with addiction.
fuck. Well, there you go. Tyler's completely on the allegory here, completely, and wow, that's really good. So that actually makes the movie even fucking
Because
better
even
for me
Bliss,
now.
even Bliss,
Yeah,
was
like
a
because
lot.
I think this movie's great if that's what he's doing. I think
No,
Also, the
if
fact
that's what
that
it is,
he's a
'cause
filmmaker in this movie, so it's almost
like because that's the thing.
autobiographical.
Yeah, because like if I watch it like
Right.
like completely surface level, I think it's a movie with some really good camera work and some really cool editing. But there's a lot of elements that
Amazing.
just don't really get there for me. But if I think about it in this lens, it's great to me.
But let me ask you something, Tyler.
Well,
So
I mean, the reason that I'm not even that surprised about Tyler's theory is because I was also thinking that it had a lot to do with that, just like casually watching it. I didn't put the whole thing in circle, but like
Man,
I kind of even mentioned it earlier with like the way that Stiggs is sort of like recovering as well, and sort of like that pressure
Yeah.
that's there.
I guess that kind of makes sense. I took the film as face value when I watched it. I was like, dude, this is just like a crazy invasion fucking, but when you put the fucking context into it and the metaphor and the allegory, that's it actually elevates it a lot. It really does. It's actually quite brilliant when you actually think about it. Like, it's really, really good. The fact that Stiggs was recovering alcohol and he fucked him up in that. He made him.
Yeah. He dragged him down with him.
Get him off the wagon and stuff like that. And wow. It just kind of blew my shitter out even more. So I even love this movie even more now. So
yeah, it's pretty good. You add that element to it, it definitely elevates it even more.
Yeah, it's really, really good. I mean, this is a great way of doing a metaphor. Like we talk about metaphors already tonight and stuff like that. And like,
I felt like they were
this is really
intentionally
good.
trying to make you uncomfortable too with the rapid pacing of the movie and the sound design and the camera work. I felt like that was already intentional, that you're almost supposed to be a little stressed out. And the reason I really kind of got to it because I found both these guys honestly really fucking annoying. And not even because it's like the way they talk, so they were driving me crazy. I'm like, dude, it's probably like, imagine living with
Dude,
someone.
how
with
do you even
addiction.
hang out with us then? This is how we are.
No.
Jimmy and Stiggs are like me and JP, man. Like, we're fucking exactly the same, man. We abuse fucking substances and we talk and we swear a lot.
I love Jimmy and Stiggs, dude. You have shit tasting characters.
Dude, we are Jimmy and Stiggs, man. That's the next one. Next podcast is Jimmy and Stiggs. That's what it's gonna be called. And we just
Stiggs reminded me of like a less psychotic hitchhiker from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
It put me though, like in a
especially like in
where,
his nom stage.
I was thinking about living with someone like that, though. You know what I mean?
He reminds me sort of
100%.
like the dude from Big Lebowski a little bit.
Who? John Goodman?
No, the dude.
Oh, the dude. When you're talking about Stiggs?
Stiggs a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, because he's got that like cool, like I don't know. There's like a weird little fucking like swag about him. Like when he starts getting fucked up again, it's like he gets his confidence back.
Yeah,
and he gets like way fucking cooler.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
He gets his fucking like one-liners, like the part where he's like, "I split this one from cock to crown," like shit like that.
But honestly, in a year of really bland horror movies, I think this movie was very refreshing.
Hell yeah, it's refreshing. It honestly, seeing this shit, I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like the 4K is really good too.
It is. It's very good.
But like seeing this shit on the big screen with the speakers pounding and shit like that was dope as fuck as well, man. Like it was a great theater movie.
That was one thing I wanted to mention actually, because I was blaring the fucking shit out of this last night and the sound design was so amazing. I actually thought to myself, because no one was home, my neighbor is probably going to be hearing this right now because I had just blaring. It was fucking outstanding.
Yeah.
One of my favorite sound designs of the year. Visually,
Steve Moore did the soundtrack too from Zombie.
Yeah,
and he does most of Bigos' movies.
So
and
good,
all of his soundtracks just kick so much ass.
So
you know what, man?
good,
This was a pretty good episode of Sin Bin, man. Like in terms of the films.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that we had two films that are super heavy on like allegories and metaphors and shit, like pretty cool, man. What a weird episode. So we had kind of an artsy film in fucking Marley's
Berberian
Revenge.
Sounds. Oh.
I'm joking. Low budget regional shit. You get like an artsy metaphor film. We get a porno that was fucking, totally
Directed
different
by Wes Craven.
And then we get
and also artsy.
Tyler's films, which I don't even know how to categorize, to be honest.
They're
totally different.
They're Japanese crime movies.
Japanese crime films
trilogy
that are goofy and weird and like, and then
get really intense by the end.
Yeah.
But then you come full circle with, again, a very metaphorical type allegoric film. Really bizarre episode, but like really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I that just brought it up even more for me, Tyler. Like I never really, I've watched it once and I was just taking it for what it was. You kind of overthought it, but maybe rethink it, which is a good thing. It's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Makes sense because like alcohol is their weakness. So it's like basically like his demons are chasing him.
So I watched this after watching the two Michael Hama movies back to back, like at night.
Yeah.
That's I don't maybe I was delirious, but yeah, that's what I concocted.
But yeah, I mean, dude, I don't. This is still a very new movie. Like we kind of gave away a lot, but like I highly recommend that people like
It's
for
kind
sure
of a
check. I mean, if
you can't really
especially if you-
spoil.
I'm
yeah,
not
I
gonna lie,
mean,
man. Almost every review I saw on this, man, was people shitting on it, dude. They're like, it's
What?
pretentious, fucking just.
I've
Oh,
heard a lot of good shit.
The
about
colors
this
are
one.
nice. The colors are nice, but it has no substance whatsoever. And I'm like,
Well, clearly they were wrong.
yeah.
with
I
that,
mean,
especially now.
Yeah, it's got substance abuse.
that's our interpretation of it. I mean, it's Tyler's, but then he
good.
sold us on it, so I'm
But then
in
there's
with Tyler,
also
so it's our interpretation right now.
Even like aside from that, like the cinematography reminded me of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like it gave me something that was like so different and like kind of breakneck than what I'm used to seeing.
You know what I
It's
love
just
about this
pure
movie
creativity.
is that like it is very much Christmas Bloody Christmas, but totally different. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's
Oh,
crazy.
that's what I said, dude. Like I was like, it's a great like double with it.
100%.
I think the girl
100%.
that calls him is the star from Christmas Bloody Christmas, like on his
Dude,
voicemail.
when she's like-
I think it's that. Say goodbye to these big.
Oh, you
fat,
think that's what it
juicy
is? Yeah.
tits.
Say
Yeah,
goodbye
she's
to this tight pussy or whatever she says, or
Yeah, she's like,
titties
he
or
said this was the tightest pussy you.
Yeah, yeah.
like, I'm just like,
the
dude, this
tightest
is fucking
pussy you've
funny.
ever fucked.
I could totally see a girl doing that, bro. Like,
I
calling
think that
you-
was the star of Christmas Bloody Christmas. It sounded like her.
That's awesome.
That's the best.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking cool, man.
How about that one scene where it goes pitch black and all you hear is just like them talking and the noises?
Dude, the
And
sound
then the
effects,
first-
awesome,
if you're
dude.
watching on the stereo, it's going everywhere on you and shit. Like it's really good, man. It's really good.
Pitch black for a few minutes, and then the first time you see anything is when he blows its fucking head off with the shotgun blast.
Yeah.
It was so fucking cool.
I mean, I could see people thinking that the aliens don't look that great and stuff. I had no problem with that. I thought they looked perfectly great, given that I was thinking this was more of like not a dream sequence, but like it's more of what people think aliens look like. And I thought the aliens looked perfect for what we envision aliens, right?
Right. That's what I want an alien to look like, honestly.
Exactly. So I had no problem with that whatsoever. And I mean, to be honest, man, like the fact that there was no real blood in this, it was all neon shit. It just was setting me off the entire film. I was loving it, man. I think it's so fucking fantastic. Like I can't even imagine what is fucking knowing that he shot this all in his apartment, what it looked like after. It must have been. Is it in the features? Because I would love to see a
Yeah,
run
I'm sure.
through.
I'm sure there's all that shit in there.
Crazy,
has
man.
to be
Crazy. But I still think
Yeah.
my favorite thing in the film, though, like I said before, was the fact that they got trapped in like the brick walls and stuff. I just love that idea. I love that.
Mhm.
But that's going back to Tyler's metaphor right there. It's like, man, you're stuck in there, bro. Like you're between a rock and a hard place, kind of thing, right?
Down in
So,
a hole.
Down in a
Like
hole,
Alice in
man.
Chains.
It's really, really metaphorical, and it's never really thought about it, but it takes a brainiac like Mr. Sasado over there to let us know what the fuck's going on. But
I'm a burnout.
it's also
dude.
a theory. It's also a theory. Joe Bigos
Trust me,
might
I
be
know
like,
what it's
bro,
like."
I was literally making a fucking alien film. Like you guys are totally wrong.
I don't.
But
I don't
it doesn't
know.
matter. It doesn't matter.
Imagine like he sees this and just like listens to this, just fuming like this fucking pretentious fuck. Made my movie stupid. It was a crazy alien movie.
I always think about people when they try to decipher Eraserhead, and David Lynch has been like
He was
on
like,
record a million
bro, it
times
means
saying,
whatever you want.
bro,
it to
I
be.
that shit
fucking
doesn't
dude,
mean nothing.
Stop bringing that up. I hate that. He does. He's lying, bro. He is fucking lying.
But how is he lying when he made that shit over like 6 years and he was literally
He's just
just
a
making
troll.
shit
Because there's definitely fucking shit in there, bro. It's so
Yeah,
obvious.
he
David
just chooses
Lynch-
not to say it.
He just likes that people fuck. He just likes fucking with people, man.
It was
Maybe.
very, yeah. David Lynch's humor is very troll. Like he likes to troll.
Yeah, like he definitely is fucking.
There's all if you really like look.
But
at
I've
his
never heard
movies,
one
there's
decipher
a lot
of
of trolling
Eraserhead
in
that
his
actually made
movies.
sense though. like everyone's.
It's like I just think it's I always think of the same obvious stuff that everyone says, like, oh,
Yeah.
the fear of fatherhood, and like the lady in the fur is probably the angel of
I mean,
death.
everybody has their own theories, but like, I mean, I don't know. I just, sometimes I trust people too much, I guess. He says there's nothing, and I'm like, fuck, whatever.
But like to be fair,
Like if
David
I was a
Lynch,
director, I would totally, you know how trolly I am. I'd be misleading people all over the place,
and just
bro.
like not tell people the same thing, be
Yeah.
God.
inconsistent,
Imagine-
or,
like,
or
you
tell
have-
somebody that they're definitely wrong about something that they were completely right about.
It's like, no, I wasn't thinking about that at all.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
kind
know
of
where
weird
you
that you
got.
would even
Oh,
think
yeah.
that. Like what
Like,
kind
I
of
think it
yeah,
was
I
pretty
don't-
fun to
that?
like put out some shit and just have people decipher and just talk about it and like have all these
Yeah.
different theories and stuff and like
If he answers it,
Spread it
where's the
around.
fun in that?
Like
Where's
the
fun
way
in
he answers
saying
the
what it's
question
about?
to, what he says to is, this is the interview. He says, "I think Eraserhead is my most spiritual film." When they go, and they go, "Can you elaborate?" And he just goes, "No."
Nope.
Yeah, he's a troll, bro. But
You guys
yeah,
know what his favorite Kubrick movie was?
what?
It was Lolita.
Oh yeah.
He's
I've
the
never
only
seen it.
person I've ever heard say their favorite Kubrick movie is Lolita.
Do you think he's
that's actually
trolling or you think
disturbing.
he's serious?
That's actually disturbing.
He's
No,
lying.
now he's telling the truth because I've seen the video and he talks about why he likes it so much.
Because he saw, but he also said that Racerhead doesn't mean shit though too. So believe what
Yeah,
you want to believe, right?
he's troll with that. Like,
But he's
it's also
trolling probably
like-
with Lolito too, though. Like, come on, bro. Like,
I don't
that
think
shit.
he is.
Favorite Kubrick film? Come on, bro. No one. That's
Think about
nobody's favorite film.
the most like Lynchian Kubrick movie. It's probably Lolita.
When you said Lolita, it makes sense.
Like,
Why
it's
the
like
fuck would like anything
it's
else be
it's
his
it's
favorite?
punching. It's like punching down at the veneer of the middle class,
You
like
think
the
he
white
took,
picket
like,
fence middle class.
Lolita.
Well, I think it's got comedy. That movie's like really trolly. Like Peter Sellers is just the fucking maniac. Like that feels like he's from a David Lynch movie.
Do you think he based the reason why he put Laura Dern in like all of his movies based on Lolita?
Maybe he's like, oh, I like those tall blonde women.
There you go. That's a fucking weird one.
I like the like newspaper room.
The newspaper room.
Like the comic room.
Yeah. 100%. Pretty cool. I mean, he's got a cool apartment, man. He really does.
He had a
Fucking
cool
dope.
part of it.
Yeah, it's probably the coolest.
It's still
apartment
pretty
ever.
cool. It's probably even cooler now, Tyler. I like the vibe though, dude. I mean, it's so vibey. Like the beginning of the movie with the neon and the TV and sitting down and a nice clean like glass coffee table and the bong
Sex
and
World on
fucking-
the TV.
Yeah, it's like just a vibe, dude. I'm like, this is what life is about right there, what that guy's doing.
He had a Cauldron Films sticker on his laptop. Did you notice that?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
I did notice
Yeah, I
that.
did notice that. Yeah.
That was cool.
I mean, he kind of has a place like most of us, really. It's just a variation.
Ours just has a lot.
Mine's
less,
way
like,
more
neon
cluttered,
lights.
dude. Mine's way more cluttered is the problem.
I
got
have
too
an
much shit.
entire he's got an apartment, but like I have my house is very similar to that all the way around, except for the upstairs. The wife won't let me touch the upstairs. But yeah. Fucking awesome film, man. Loved it.
Yeah. Ratings on this bitch?
Yeah, I'm curious. Tyler, I'm curious on your rating first.
You're an 8.
Tony.
Yeah, not to try and spoil my year-end list, but after our discussion and the fact that like seeing some of the behind the scenes and how much like cool shit that he did, like for the POV shots, he created this rig where he put like his 16mm camera on his fucking shoulder to like film half the crap, where he's like holding it there, has the chainsaw in one hand and all this shit.
Mhm.
A lot of this stuff is just so inventive.
Oh, he did that himself?
Dude.
What the
Yeah.
fuck? Really?
Dude, when I watched
Oh,
this
it's
like 2.5 hour
amazing.
long documentary on
It's
this
going up
movie,
and up, dude.
right? Like I'm already gonna give it a 10 out of 10. I fucking love this movie. Like this is like this like makes him an auteur in my eyes.
Yeah.
Like this is his like crowning achievement, this movie. Because like he made it during COVID and shit. He sold his 16 millimeter like movie collection to finance this movie. Like it's like pure passion.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that shit, dude. That yeah, it makes me love it even more. And like also I agree with you. Like this to me, like I've always liked Bigos. Like I like Almost Human, VFW, like All at Bliss. Like a couple of those made my top tens and stuff. I really liked Christmas Bloody Christmas. But this one to me was the one that like put him to the next level for me, where I'm like, okay, I was already gonna watch everything this guy does, but I'm like looking forward to his next movie at this point. Because like he's so much fun. His movies are awesome, dude.
Yeah.
And he
I-
got double first rounded.
Right.
If I was on that show, that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, I mean,
What did he get
what do you do?
dumped
Like,
for?
I mean, I was
I
fucking
forget. It was somebody very competitive.
Joe Bigos. Remember how much I
I
was
wouldn't have
championing
let
Joe
that.
Bigos?
I wouldn't
And,
have
like,
let that fucking happen.
I got fucking trumped on that shit, bro. It was brutal.
Went with us.
But bro, like, what the fuck? Like,
What was someone competitive? I don't remember who it was. But I
yeah.
probably don't regret it.
I'll look it up while you guys continue ratings. I'll tell you who it was.
So would you actually give it?
Oh, it was my turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can't come up where you guys are, but I will say that I do like it a lot, and I did come up from the theater watch, and I'm giving it 8.5 out of 10.
I'm at a 10. It's the best thing I've watched all year. I could just see this thing get even better for myself. Like, Bigos is one of those guys where I swear, man, everything he does at this point is just getting better and better. Like, I like the Mind's Eye. Like, people are like tripping on shit. I'm like, man, it's like, it's just, like the Scanners.
I'm sorry, it's the best Scanners movie out there.
Exactly what I said. I said it's literally the best Scanners movie out there. Yeah, dude, like I love this.
Joe
new wave
Bigos
that
went
he's
up
doing.
against Ty West, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I might give it to Joe Bigos. I'm sorry.
Dude, after Maxine, I might give it to Joe Bigos
Because,
as well.
like,
what the
think
fuck,
about-
bro? Maxine was my favorite year. Fucking my favorite film last year. Love Maxine.
What were you saying, Tony?
I don't remember. But
You
but
were
like
saying-
after this movie, I think I would pick Joe Bigos over Ty West. Like in terms of like me having a personal favorite director, I'll probably rank him above West.
Yeah.
Just in
I
terms
might
of the
now,
fact
too.
that he's got his own style and like you look at a Joe Bigos movie and you know that he made that movie.
It is interesting because Ty West just made 3 really good films. You know what I mean? Like with
Two.
the extra. No, 3 really good films and great trilogy. One of the best.
Yeah.
Modern
Maxine is incredible, JP. You suck.
It is. I
And
think
that
JP's
last-
missing all the homages in it, like
that,
which kind of
that
sucks.
third act, everything makes perfect fucking sense, and it has to end that way no matter what.
Yeah, it's
It had
really
to be
good.
that way.
It's
Bro.
incredible. But anyways,
Listen.
Bigos is like,
Let's forget
man,
about
dude, he's done some really incredible stuff throughout the years. And
I feel like he's getting better too.
what I
for
feel
me.
like if Bigos does another like neon film, is he gonna do another one? Because he
I
just
hope.
did 2 in a row. Because like I'm
I
loving it. I'm loving it. But at one point he's got to stop, right? You can't
Call it
just
like
keep
the Neon
doing-
Knights trilogy or some shit.
Shit, even VFW felt neon
It did.
for
It
just
did.
being like a bar, like punk, like fucking.
Yeah. Also has drug stuff in it as well.
Everything's starting to make a lot of sense,
but-
actually.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious to see what he does next. Like, I'm glad that this one got like a bigger release. Like, I don't think did Christmas Bloody Christmas show in theaters at all?
Yeah, I saw it, but I think it was like super, super like limited.
Limited.
Really,
Yeah.
you got to see it. in
Yeah.
theater.
This
Fucking
one was
crazy.
a little bit more.
Dude, Columbus is a movie fucking city.
That's
Are any of his
amazing.
movies
I
on?
can
Yeah,
see
are
he
any of
pretty-
his
he
other
pretty much
movies
did
on?
everything.
Yeah.
Are any of his other movies on 4K?
No.
VFW is on 4K.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
it
yeah,
is. I actually
VFW is
actually
it.
reviewed that one this year on 31 days, the 4K. But yeah, so everybody rated?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So this is a tough week, but or a tough month. What is the release of the month?
For everybody. JP, you go.
Dude, fuck, man. Um, I would probably go with Jimmy and Stiggs probably.
Tony.
Fireworks
Fireworks
Woman.
Woman.
This movie literally did not have a fucking release.
I know.
And
That's
it's
where I
by
was
one of
coming.
our
And you
favorite
could,
directors, and it's actually a
Yeah,
good
because
fucking movie, and it's
release
very interesting.
for
Yeah.
yourself, JP, is not necessarily like the best
the
movie. It's
best
about the
movie.
release.
Yeah,
Anybody could have put out Jimmy and
Tony's right.
Stiggs.
Yeah.
I will go, and plus you can see Jimmy and Stiggs, right? Like you can, like it was in the theater. I think it's a Shutter. Is it a Shutter movie?
No,
No,
Jimmy
it's like
Stiggs?
Monster or something.
it's the horror
horror
section.
show. Yeah, the horror section.
Yeah.
That's a Eli Roth's production company, right?
Yeah. They also put out Dream Eater, which is not good.
Yeah, I heard you guys
I've heard
saying the other
mixed
day that it's
things.
bugs.
Oh, I've been hearing nothing but shit things.
I
about
saw
that one.
I saw two people like agreeing that it was ass in the chat the other day. So I was like, okay, I don't gotta watch this.
Yeah, I had it on a list, but I was like, okay. Tyler, what's your release of the month?
Yeah, as cool as Jimmy and Stiggs is, it is a modern movie, so I'm gonna go with my trilogy of Japanese detective movies.
Again, Jimmy and Stiggs is probably one of my favorite movies I've watched in a long time, but I'm going to go for Marley's Revenge as a release. This is fantastic, man. If you're into these low budget films, man, this is a great release. If you're into features, you got like there's 6-7 hours worth of shit on here. It's an amazing release. So really good stuff.
Another release that's like went from like probably a VHS of like 50 copies to a Blu-ray just like that.
Yeah. And like a stellar release. You got bonus movies, you got feature. Oh, it's just crazy what they're doing, man. Crazy. All right. So, anyways, that's going to conclude episode 11.
Well, we got to do our picks for our
right.
reviews for next month.
Right. What are we doing next month?
So
I completely forgot about that.
the Tyler, what is yours?
Mine is from Film Movement Classics. It is a Shall We Dance. It is a Japanese romance drama musical.
There you go, JP. There's your movie to watch for Tyler.
I said next year. I said next year. Mine is, I think I'm gonna do, and the reason I picked this one too is because I own the Scream Factory Blu-ray. I never watched it. Still sealed with slipcover and everything.
Of course it is.
And now I got this fucking version. So I'm like, I need to fucking watch it at least. So I'm going with Garbage Pail Kids, the movie.
Damn.
I'm excited to watch that. That's gonna be a first time watch.
For you too?
For me, yeah.
No way, bro.
I never
Crazy.
had the Scream Factory Blu-ray either, so this will be the first time I own
That's
it.
crazy. All right, so I'm doing Psychotropic Overload. I believe that is from
Bleeding Skull?
Is it Bleeding Skull or is it Siren Skull? One of the labels. I can't remember. Shit, I can't remember.
I'm doing Reviver 1 from the new sub-label.
Right.
Yeah, which is the one I was gonna pick, but you had picked before me. So I'm gonna watch it anyway because I'm just fucking curious what the fuck it is. You know what I mean? So
yeah, no one knows anything about it besides like it's got like a crime thriller feature and then a couple shorts on it.
Yeah. And then the weirdest feature review probably we've done this season because it's like everything we usually do is either retro or brand new. So this one is like a couple years old or a year old at this point. It's the Advent Calendar, which is a Shutter film, I believe. And it is I've seen it before. I think it's Belgium or French or something. And it's about this girl who gets like this mysterious wooden like Advent calendar, and weird shit starts happening. So I thought it was pretty cool actually when I saw it. It's
Is
not
it,
like a
is it like one of those things where like the first day it's like something super small, then it gets gradually worse and worse
I
leading up
feel
towards
like that's
Christmas?
probably what it is, but this was 2021, so quite a few years ago now. I
Okay.
saw it the year that it came out, so I don't really remember a ton. I remember it having a small cast though as well. Not a lot of people in it. Oh, and the girl's in a wheelchair too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I love kids in wheelchairs.
But it's a Christmas film, which would be our December episode, so it kind of fit.
I'm
Hopefully,
disappointed. No one read the spreadsheet this month.
are we gonna record it in December or January?
I think we were possibly talking about doing it in December, but if it
Depends
goes to
when the
January,
movies
that's
comes
fine.
in.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
depends on our packages.
Yeah.
yeah, which should be coming soon, I feel.
Ours at least.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of a toss up because I got lucky with last year. Mine came pretty timely, but there were people that waited a long time last year.
I usually
Yeah.
always get mine before you, so
Well, I feel like they almost have to get them out because like they're going to be doing Black Friday stuff like right after, you know.
Yeah.
right.
I imagine they can't start Black Friday until they get this shit done.
So the Advent calendar is the main review, right? Yeah.
Yep. Have you seen it before?
No. JP, what are you doing next month?
Garbage Pail Kids, bro.
Oh, right. Garbage. All right.
But
Sorry.
yeah, the Advent calendar. So I guess I'm the only one that's seen it before. Cool.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's it. That's it for episode. Is this 11 of season 2?
Yep.
Yep.
Next
Yeah,
episode
No, it's
So,
just 10.
we got-
No, this will be.
will be
Oh no,
that
yeah.
one, and
Episode
then
1 is the top 10. That's funny.
I'm looking forward to the top 10 actually.
Yeah, me too. I will say that, you know, this being our second to last episode, man. I mean, it's the year that we pretty much get everything's from Vinegar Syndrome is done for the year. So, I guess we could start cracking on working on the top 10 and stuff, but these seasons go by so fast. Like we're literally about to pass the 2-year fucking mark that we did this shit. That's insane.
It is fucking insane.
Yeah.
That is fucking crazy.
Yeah. I remember when we started, I was fucking living in the hotel. I think like the first like 4 or 5 episodes, I'm like in a hotel recording them.
That's
Oh yeah, I
crazy.
remember that.
And I
Yeah.
think you were actually white at that time too.
What?
I'm just joking.
What the
you turn to the Mexican during this run, you know, it's like
Oh, okay. Yeah, so yep.
Yeah, I
Looking
feel like
forward
I
to the
even
next
remember you
episode.
in uniform like during an episode or two.
Probably. But yeah. Thanks for listening, guys. Our podcast, our video shows are actually, what did it say? It was the top 15% of video podcasts on fucking Spotify or something. It's pretty cool.
Like
There's
this
not a
show
lot of
was.
video. Yeah, like because we only post video of Vincent on
Right.
Spotify. We don't have any other videos.
That's crazy.
So yeah, that is like kind of cool. I don't think there's a lot of video viewership on Spotify. That's probably why, but
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually had no idea. No
Yeah.
idea.
That sounds kind of impressive to say though.
it does. It does.
How's the 22 shots on the stats on that one?
I posted all the stats. You saw them.
I know, but like Spotify, was that just Spotify or was that like Apple and like everything? I don't
That is
know.
Spotify.
These are specifically Spotify numbers, but
Mhm.
like you can see your other numbers on Spotify. But yeah, I think we had some pretty cool stats though. I mean, it was like
Yeah,
something
insane
like-
growth.
yeah, like I think 14% with something, and then like 300 and some percent of like new listeners,
It was
something.
five. It was 547, something like that. It was
On
something
22.
Yeah,
Crazy.
and it was like 38% like new audience overall.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. Like I was like, yeah, I mean, I was just happy to see growth, right? Because like we've done
Yeah.
that show for so long that it's like
There was a
Um,
down period there where it
Yeah.
wasn't
yeah.
doing so well.
571% increase in new audience from last year.
That's a
Yes.
big number.
That's
Um,
crazy.
And then that's a 38% overall audience increase from last year.
And listening
Wow.
time was up 28% and followers were up 14%. And 15,000 listening hours people have
Yeah.
listened to us. Yeah, our top episode was the top 10 horror films of 2024.
Like
Oh,
I even
that
said,
makes
like I'm
sense.
surprised it wasn't
Well,
300.
you have to
man.
remember too, like that episode has been up for a year almost, you know what I
And
mean?
And it's
People-
probably
people
because
who
I
don't-
was on that episode.
Yeah, and
People
episode
who
300.
don't listen, people who don't listen to us will search like the top horror movies of 2024 and listen to any jokers. They'll be like, "Oh, I'll listen
Right.
to these guys."
Right.
And also
You probably
gotta-
find people like that though. There's probably someone that did that, and they're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I'll listen to more of these guys."
Right, yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, I've always said that our top 10 shows and our franchise shows bring in a lot of new listeners just from searches.
It's funny because when we record the shows, I always think about we're putting them out for like our listeners. You know, I don't think about like new people ever.
Yeah, but there's
It's, like,
there's
weird.
always new people. Like
I know.
It's just a
I
numbers
never
game,
think
but
of
you're
that.
just
I
gonna-
should
you're gonna
probably
get more-
denote. I should denounce that more.
Yeah.
Not denounce
Yeah.
it, but like denote that. Like it's weird.
Yeah.
I just it's weird. I never think of that. But
And also like our like our 300 episode, you got to keep in mind too with that. I uploaded it and thought I had uploaded it the same day you did and realized that it never
Right.
actually published because it was too long, but it said it was published. So there was actually like a 4-week period where it wasn't even up. So it was by
took
that
you
point,
a
a lot of
month.
people wanted to listen to it. They probably just said, fuck it, and went to the video, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe that's why the
That's why
numbers
it's
are
at,
so
like-
good on the video.
it's at like 4,000.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
there it is.
a lot of our older shows. I mean, before we were doing the streaming thing, that was normal. Not 4,000,
Oh.
but like it was it was pretty high. But I expect more people to listen to the show streaming wise. It makes a lot more sense. It
Oh
really
yeah,
does.
and the last stat was our top countries. Obviously, United States #1, as it is in most things. Number 2 is the United Kingdom. Number 3 is Canada. Number 4 is Australia, and then Sweden, number 5, which I think used to be a different country, like Finland.
I'm
or
surprised
something.
Canada is even that high considering, but I mean, there is still a lot of people up here that are rocking with the shit.
Yeah,
Sweden, that's cool. That's cool. Like I said before, like I was giving you shit on the show before, like I was talking about euros and shit. Like they're like, that's not American. I'm like, bro, we have listeners from those places that, you know, you can't patronize like that. So
yes, I can. That's what I do.
I'm
That's
American.
what I
damn
do.
it.
I'm like, I'm
man.
telling you,
What
man,
do you
there's
mean I
other
can't?
people in these other
Wanna
places
bet?
that fucking, you know, but
I'm American, damn it. That's what we do here.
That's what we do, bro. We fucking act like we're the only ones that exist.
Yeah.
fair enough. Fair enough.
The only ones that matter.
The world revolves around America. Everybody
We're the
fucking knows.
spoiled rich kids of the world.
Yeah, we're literally like the spoiled rich kids of the fucking world. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
The world hates us.
They
Yeah.
do,
They
but
hate
it's
us so
okay because I
much.
hate the
That's
world.
okay.
Legitimately. But
I'll be the heel.
They hate us
that's what I
until they
always
get
said.
they hate
If
it
you-
until they get a bite of our food and they're like, damn, dude. They get to eat
Yeah.
this every day.
Damn, that Italian beef fucking kicks ass.
Yep.
Like, dude, like, people eat our food for a couple weeks and be like, damn, I understand why this is like the most obese country in the world.
My favorite is when it's like UK
Exactly.
people going to like Texas and getting like barbecue and it just like absolutely like fucking frying their brain, like just how
Yeah.
crazy the meat
That's
is.
like a baby trying like something like a fucking, I don't know.
I was
Something
with
like
the
something
kid-
really
normal.
flavorful.
Right.
At a tournament years ago, there was some kid from Germany with us, and we went to a McDonald's, and he asked for a small soda, and they gave him the small here, and he said, "I asked for a small," and like they had to tell him, "No, this is the small."
Yeah,
Apparently, the small here is the large in Germany.
right. Yeah, that's most European countries actually.
Fuck that. God.
He was amazing. He's like, oh,
Give me
he's
a
like,
32 ounce, baby.
32 ounce.
He was like, holy shit.
32 ounce
32.
small. That's
Then he
fucking
looks
crazy.
around and
That's fucking
he looks
fucked up,
around
bro.
and see like
That's
all
not even
the-
exaggeration, bro.
Bro, but then he
No,
looks around and see
I
like
know.
this room.
I spent a
full
lot of time in the
Americans with
States, bro.
barges.
Like, y'all have some crazy ass fucking portions, man. It's like,
absurd.
it actually fucking blows my mind, man. I'll go down there and just get a normal meal. I'm like, did I order for 2 or 3? Like, this is crazy. You just don't get portions like that up here. You really don't. But
Yeah. Anyway, that's the show.
anyways, yeah.
We'll see you guys next month for the final of season 2. And then in season 3, our first episode will be the top 10 of 2025.
All right. There's the outro. Deuces.
Peace. All right, ladies.